Hey champs of Examsnet, welcome to the question series of Examsnet. I hope this series of detailed explanation is helping you a lot. Let's start this session here. In this video, we are going to solve the paper for JEE Mains 30 June Shift 1. So let's begin with the first question. Let S1 is equal to x belong to R from 1 to 2 such that x plus 2 into x square plus 3x plus 5 divided by minus 2 plus 3x minus x square is greater than or equal to 0, and S2 is equal to x belong to R such that 3 power 2x minus 3 power x plus 1 minus 3 power x plus 2 plus 27 is less than or equals to 0. Then S1 union S2 is equal to. In this question, two different set is given to us, which is S1 and S2. We have to find the union of S1 and S2. To find the union, first we need to get the value of S1 and S2. All right. So let us solve both the given set one by one. All right. So what is the first set? It is S1. So let us write the expression for S1. It is x plus 2 divided by x square plus 3x plus 5 divided by minus 2 plus 3x minus x square is less than or equal to 0. This is a equation that comes from linear inequality. So now let us solve this part. Okay, you can see that in denominator there is minus. So what we have to do is, the first rule is we have to interchange the signs. Okay, so let us do it. X plus 2 into x square plus 3x plus 5 divided by, when we change the sign of all the terms in the denominator, it will be x square minus 3x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Now, if we talk about this expression, what is this expression? It is x square plus 3x plus 5. If we find the value of d, its value of d is not 0. Okay, its value of d is less than 0. It means that we can ignore this quadratic term. Now, what is d? D is b square minus 4ac. Okay, so if we compare this equation with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which is the standard equation, we get a is equal to 1, b is equal to 3, and c is equal to 5. All right. So b square, what is b square? 9 minus 4 into a into c. 4 into 1 into 5. So 9 minus 4 into 5 is 20. So it is minus of 11. And we know that minus 11 is less than 0. So since the value of d for this given expression is less than 0, so we can ignore this term, okay? Because we do not want it. So the remaining terms will be x plus 2 divided by x square minus 3x plus 2 greater than or equal to 0. Now you can see that in denominator we have x square minus 3x plus 2. So we can find the factors for this, right? So what is the expression? X square minus 3x plus 2. All right. We have to use splitting the middle term method here. In this method, we have to simply split the middle term in such a way that the sum of two numbers should be equal to the middle term, which is minus 3x, and the product of two numbers should be equal to the product of first and last term. What is the first term? X square, and what is the last term? 2. So the product should be 2x square and the sum should be equal to minus of 3x. Okay. So the two numbers can be minus 2 minus 1. And since here the middle term is in the terms of x, so we write minus 2 minus 1. Okay. Means minus 2x minus x. It is equal to minus 3x. And when we multiply minus 2 and minus x, it is 2x square, right? So let us split this as minus 2x minus x. So it will be x square minus 2x minus x plus 2. So x square minus 2x minus x plus 2 is equal to 0. Let it be equals to 0. Now, if we take x common from the first and second term, the remaining terms is x minus 2. Similarly, when we take minus 1 common from the last two terms, the remaining terms will be x minus 2. Again, x minus 2 is common, and except x minus 2, we have x minus 1. So the two factors of the equation x square minus 3x plus 2 is x minus 2 and x minus 1. So let us substitute this value. Numerator is x plus 2 divided by. We have splitted this equation into two factors. which is x minus 2 and x minus 1. It is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So here x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. X minus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. And x minus 1 is greater than or equal to 0. You can see that we have three different terms. So from these three terms, we get three values of x. What are the three values? X will be equal to minus 2. X will be equal to plus 2 and x will be equal to plus 1. All right. So now let us see it on the coordinate axis. This is minus 2, this is 1 and this is plus 2. Okay, it will be plus, minus, plus and minus. Why the signs are interchanging here? Because we have odd terms, right? If we have even terms, then the signs will not change. Okay, so now we want the negative part. Okay, means everything here. So first condition will be minus infinity to minus 2, right? And minus 2 will be included since it is negative. Union. Now next values are 1 and 2. So 1 comma 2. All right. Now this is the value for set 1. Now let us solve set 2. What is set 2? Set 2 is in this form. So let us write it. It is x belongs to R such that 3 power 2x minus 3 power x plus 1 minus 3 power x plus 2 plus 27 is less than equals to 0. So now you can see that 3 is common in all the terms, right? So from the first two terms, let us take 3 power x common. So if we take 3 power x common, then what are the remaining terms? This is 3 power x minus 3 power 1. Then from the next two terms, if we take 3 square common, then what are the remaining terms? The remaining terms are 3 power x minus 3 power 1, right? It is less than or equals to 0. Now you can see that 3 power x minus 3 power 1 is again common. So 3 power x minus 3 power 1 and the remaining terms are 3 power x minus 3 square is less than equals to 0. So here we have 3 power x minus 3 power 1 is less than equals to 0. So 3 power x will be equal to 3 power 1 if we take it as equal. So base is same, it means that powers are equal, right? So x is equal to 1. And in the second case, which is 3 power x minus 3 power 2 is less than equals to 0. So 3 power x will be equal to 3 power 2. Again, the base is same, so x will be equal to 2. Here we have two values of x, which is 1 and 2. Okay, it will be plus, minus and plus. So for this set, we can say that x belongs to 1 comma 2 and both will be included. All right. Now we have to find the union. See, this is the value for x for set 1 and this is the value of x for set 2. We have to find the union of both these values. Okay. You can see that here 1 comma 2 is in simple brackets. Okay. Both the values are not included and here both the values are included. So what will be the union? It will be x belongs to minus infinity comma minus 2 union. This open brackets will change into the included brackets, right? So it will be 1 comma 2. All right. We know that union means no elements should be repeated. Since here also there is 1 comma 2 and here also there is 1 comma 2. So the change will be only brackets will be changed. So for this question, this is the correct union for S1 and S2. So let us have a look towards the options. Out of all the options, the correct option is option number B. Next question is the real part of the complex number 1 plus 2i power 8 into 1 minus 2i power 2 divided by 3 plus 2i into bar of 4 minus 6i. So here we want to find the real part of the given complex number. What is the complex number? 1 plus 2i power 8 into 1 minus 2i square divided by 3 plus 2i into bar of 4 minus 6i. Since there is bar, it means that the sign will be changed. So it will be 4 plus 6i. The concept here is bar of 4 minus 6i is equal to 4 plus 6i. Okay. So we have this expression. Now let us split the power of 8 into two parts. Let us write 1 plus 2i power 8 as 1 plus 2i square and 1 plus 2i power 6. All right. So it will be 1 plus 2i power 6 into 1 plus 2i power 2 into 1 minus 2i power 2 divided by 3 plus 2i into 4 plus 6i. You can see that why we have substituted this value just to make the form of a plus b and a minus b. And since we are talking about the complex number, so here we have a plus iota b and a minus iota b. It is equals to a square plus b square. This is the formula that you have to remember. You can see that 1 plus 2i square and 1 minus 2i square. It is in the same form of a plus iota b into a minus iota b. Okay. So it will be equals to a square plus b square. What is a? A is 1. So 1 square plus b square. What is b? 2 square and whole square. Since here we have square in the powers. So therefore, it will be equal to 1 plus 2i power 6. Now both these terms can be written as 1 square plus 2 square whole square divided by, when we multiply the denominator, that is 3 into 4 is 12. 3 into 6i is 18i. Then 2i into 4 is 8i. And 2i into 6i is 12i square. We know that the value of I square is minus 1. So numerator will be 1 plus 2i power 6 into 1 square plus 2 square whole square divided by 12, and here it is 12i square. 12i square means 12 into minus 1 because the value of I square is minus 1. So it will be minus 12. So plus 12 and minus 12 will be cancelled. So the remaining terms are 18i plus 8i. Now what is 18 plus 8? It is 26. So 1 plus 2i power 6 into 1 square plus 2 square whole square divided by 26i. Further, if we solve 1 square plus 2 square whole square, then we get 1 plus 2i power 6 into 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 square is 25 divided by 26i. Okay. Now further we have to simplify it in the terms of I. Okay. Because we have to get the real part of this complex number. So let us do one thing. Let us multiply with I here. Okay. So when we multiply with I, it becomes minus of I, 25 upon 26 and 1 plus 2i power 6. All right. This I will be cancelled because we have multiplied 1i. Now, let us solve this part, which is 1 plus 2i power 6. So how we can find the value of it? First, let us find the value of 1 plus 2i square. Okay. So here we have to use the formula for a plus b square. It is a square plus b square plus 2ab. So it will be 1 plus b square means 2i square. Okay. So 2i square plus 2ab. 2ab means 2 into 1 into 2i. So it will be 4i. All right. So this is 1 plus 2i square will be 4i square plus 4i. We know that the value of I square is minus 1. So it will be 1 minus 4 plus 4i. What is 1 minus 4? It is minus 3 plus 4i. So the value of this term is minus 3 plus 4i, right? It means that the value of 1 plus 2i power 2 is equal to minus 3 plus 4i. So we can say that 1 plus 2i power 6 will be equal to minus 3 plus 4i cube, right? Because we know that minus 3 plus 4i is the value of 1 plus 2i square. And we want to get 1 plus 2i power 6. Okay. So if we do the cube of this term, then we get the value of 1 plus 2i power 6. So basically 1 plus 2i power 6 is equal to minus 3 plus 4i cube. All right. Now let us find the value of minus 3 plus 4i cube. Minus 3 plus 4i cube is equal to minus 3 plus 4i square into minus 3 plus 4i. right? So now let us find its value. What is minus 3 plus 4i square? It is basically in the form of a plus b whole square, okay? But here there is minus 3. So it is 4i minus 3 square, right? And minus 3 plus 4i. So we have to use a minus b whole square. What is a minus b whole square? A square plus b square minus 2ab. So it will be a square. What is a square? 4i square. So it will be 16i square. Okay. 16 into I square. I square is minus 1. So 16 into minus 1 is minus 16. Plus b square. What is b? 3. So 9. Minus 2ab. 2 into 4i into 3. So it is 24i. And then we have minus 3 plus 4i. All right. So it will be equals to minus 16 plus 9 is minus 7 minus 24i and minus 3 plus 4i. Now when we further multiply it, we get minus 21. Minus will be plus. Okay, minus 7 into minus 3 is plus 21, right? Then minus 7 into 4i is minus 28i. Minus of 24i into minus of 3. So it will be plus of 72i. Minus of 24i into plus of 4i. Okay, so I and I will be what? I square. And 24 into 4 will be 6 and it will be 106. Okay, right? No, it will be 96. 24 into 4 is 96. So it is 96 I square. What is the value of I square? It is minus 1. So this term becomes 21 minus 28i plus 72i minus 96 into minus 1. So minus minus will be plus. 21 minus 28i plus 72i plus 96. But here we have to only look at the real part. Okay. So we have to only look the part which is in the terms of I. Okay. Now this is the value of minus 3 plus 4i cube. And what is minus 3 plus 4i cube? It is equal to I plus 1 plus 2i power 6. Okay. It means that this value is equal to this whole term. So what is the remaining term? Minus I into 25 upon 26. So minus I into 25 upon 26 multiplied with this value. What is the value? Minus 28I plus 72I. Remember that we have to only take this value. We have to exclude the constants here. Okay. And why we are writing it in multiplication with minus I into 25 upon 26? Because the value of 1 plus 2i power 6 is minus 28i plus 72i. So now it will be minus I into 25 upon 26 multiplied with minus 28 plus 72 into I. We have taken I common. This minus I into I will be minus of I square. We know that I square is minus 1. So it will be minus of minus 1. So it will be plus 1. Now remaining terms are 25 by 26 into minus 28 plus 72, right? So 72 minus 28. What is 72 minus 28? It is 44. So 44 into 25 divided by 26. 44 into 25 is 1100 divided by 26. So we can cut it with the table of 2. This will be 13. This will be 550. So this is the final answer for this question. So let us check the options. Out of all the options, the correct option is option D here. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, we have used the basic concepts of complex number and the basic properties of a plus b whole square and a minus b whole square. And the main thing that you have to remember is a plus iota b into a minus iota b is equal to a square plus b square. Next question is, let S be the set of all integral values of alpha for which the sum of squares of two real roots of the quadratic equation 3x square plus alpha minus 6 into x plus alpha plus 3 is equal to 0 is minimum. Then S is. So we have to find the value of S. What is S? It is a set of all the integral values of alpha. All right. Before moving on to the solution of this question, firstly, let us understand what is a quadratic equation. If we talk about a standard quadratic equation, the standard quadratic equation is in the form ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And if we talk about the two real roots of the quadratic equation, then we have two basic formulas for sum of roots and product of roots. So let the two real roots of the quadratic equation be alpha and beta. If alpha and beta are the two real roots of the quadratic equation, then sum of the roots. What is sum of the roots? We have to add both the roots, that is alpha plus beta. It is always given by minus b upon a. And the product of the roots. Product of the roots will be alpha into beta. It is always equals to c upon a. What is a? A is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the remaining term. All right. So this is the basic concept that we have to use here. Now coming to the solution of this question. A quadratic equation is given here. So firstly, let us write this quadratic equation. 3x square plus alpha minus 6 into x plus alpha plus 3 is equal to 0. If we compare the given quadratic equation with the standard quadratic equation, we get the values of a, b and c. What is a? A is the coefficient of x square. It is 3. B is the coefficient of x. So b is equal to alpha minus 6 and c is the remaining term. So what is the remaining term? Alpha plus 3. Since we have the values of a, b and c, so we can easily find the sum of the roots and product of the roots for the given equation, right? So what is sum of the roots? It is alpha plus beta. It is always equals to minus of b upon a. So minus of b, the value of b is alpha minus 6 divided by a. A is 3. What is product of the roots? Alpha into beta. It is equal to c upon a. What is c? Alpha plus 3 divided by a. The value of a is 3. Okay. So we have the value of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta, which is sum of the roots and product of the roots. What are the two roots? Alpha and beta. But in the question, it is given that we have to find set of all the values of alpha for which the sum of the squares of two real roots is minimum. So what do you mean by sum of the squares of two real roots? What are the two real roots? Alpha and beta. Sum of their square means alpha square plus beta square. To find the value of alpha square plus beta square, we have to use a basic formula, which is alpha square plus beta square is always equals to alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 into alpha beta. Okay. So we want to calculate alpha square plus beta square, which is the sum of squares of two real roots. So it is equal to alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 into alpha into beta. We have the values for alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. So let us substitute the values here. What is alpha plus beta? It is minus of alpha minus 6 divided by 3 and whole square minus 2 into alpha beta. What is alpha into beta? It is alpha plus 3 divided by 3. We have just substituted both the values, right? Since it is a square, so this value will be positive. So we can write it as alpha minus 6 square divided by 9. The square of 3 is 9 minus 2 into alpha plus 3 divided by 3. Now let us take the LCM. LCM will be 9. All right. So numerator will be alpha minus 6 square minus 2 into 3 will be 6. 6 into alpha plus 3. All right. So when we solve it, it will be alpha minus 6 square. This is in the form of a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Similarly, alpha minus 6 square will be alpha square plus 36 minus 2 into alpha into 6. It is minus 12 alpha. So, alpha minus 6 whole square will be alpha square plus 36 minus 12 alpha. Minus 6 into alpha is minus 6 alpha. Minus 6 into 3 is minus 18 divided by 9. So it will be equal to alpha square plus 36 minus 12 alpha and minus 6 alpha is minus 18 alpha. Minus 18 divided by 9. All right. So this is equal to alpha square minus 18 alpha plus 18. 36 minus 18 is 18 divided by 9. Now you can see that the numerator consists of two terms, alpha square and minus of 18 alpha. Okay. To make it in the form of a perfect square, let us do one thing. Let us add 81 and let us subtract 81. So alpha square minus 18 alpha plus 18 minus 81 plus 81. See, if we are adding 81, then we also have to subtract it just to balance the equation, right? And divide it by 9. Now, if we talk about the three terms, which is alpha square plus 81 minus 18 alpha. Okay, what is this? It is basically equal to alpha minus 9 whole square. How? Because we know that a minus b whole square is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Similarly, alpha minus 9 square will be alpha square plus 9 square is 81 minus 2 into alpha into 9. So 2 into alpha into 9 is 18 alpha, right? So these three terms are basically equal to alpha minus 9 whole square. So alpha minus 9 whole square. Now, except these three terms, what are the remaining terms? The remaining terms are plus 18 and minus 81 divided by 9. So it will be alpha minus 9 whole square. 18 minus 81 is minus of 63 and divided by 9. Now further, if we want to calculate its value, firstly it should be equal to LHS. This value is exactly equal to alpha square plus beta square, right? So alpha square plus beta square is equal to alpha minus 9 square minus 63 divided by 9. Now, when we further solve this equation to get the value of alpha, we get two different values of alpha, but we will not get the integral values since in both the sides we have squares. So the value will be in the form of under root, right? But according to the question, S is the set of all the integral values of alpha. But we cannot find any integral values of alpha. It means that the set is an empty set. Okay. So the given set S is an empty set. Since we cannot find any integral value here, we are getting all the values in the form of under root. So for this question, the correct answer is option A, that is an empty set. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is, let matrix A is equal to 1 minus 2 alpha, alpha 2 and minus 1, and matrix B is equal to 2 alpha minus 1 2 4 and minus 5, where alpha belongs to C. Then the absolute value of the sum of all the values of alpha for which the determinant of AB is equal to 0 is. For this question, two different matrices are given and we have to find the absolute value of sum of all the values of alpha. It means that firstly we need to find the values of alpha and then we have to find the absolute value of the sum of all the values for alpha. But a condition is given here, that is determinant of AB is equal to 0. What is AB? AB is matrix A into matrix B and determinant of AB is equal to 0. So firstly, let us find AB. AB is the product of both these matrices. Do you know how to calculate the product of two different matrices? It is very simple. Firstly, you have to multiply the first row with first column. Okay. This is the first row and this is the first column. So let us multiply it. 1 into 2 is 2. Minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2. Alpha into 4 is 4 alpha. Now we have to multiply the first row with second column. All right. So 1 into alpha is alpha. Minus 2 into 2 is minus 4. Alpha into minus 5 is minus 5 alpha. Now we have to multiply second row with first column. So alpha into 2 is 2 alpha. 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 1 into 4 is minus of 4. All right. And at last we have to multiply second row with second column. So it will be alpha into alpha is alpha square plus 2 into 2 is 4. Then minus 1 into minus 5 is plus 5. So it will be equals to 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 alpha. Alpha minus 5 alpha is minus of 4 alpha. Okay. So if we take minus common, then we get 4 plus 4 alpha, right? Because the value is what? Minus 4 minus 4 alpha. So if we take minus common, it will be 4 plus 4 alpha. Next is 2 alpha minus 2 minus 4. So 2 alpha minus 6. Then alpha square plus 4 plus 5. 4 plus 5 is 9. So this is the value of AB. We have to find determinant of AB. Okay. So how to find determinant of AB? It is very simple. Firstly, you have to multiply both these terms. So 4 plus 4 alpha into alpha square plus 9. Then you have to subtract the product of these terms. Okay. So minus of minus 4 plus 4 alpha multiplied by 2 alpha minus 6. It is very simple to find the determinant of a 2 cross 2 matrix. You have to multiply first and last term, and then you have to subtract the product of the remaining terms. Okay. So here you can see minus minus will be plus. So it will be 4 plus 4 alpha into alpha square plus 9 plus 4 plus 4 alpha into 2 alpha minus 6. All right. This will be plus. Now you can see that 4 plus 4 alpha is common. So let us take 4 plus 4 alpha common. So what are the remaining terms? The remaining terms are alpha square plus 9 plus 2 alpha minus 6. So alpha square plus 9 plus 2 alpha minus 6. Further, it will be equals to 4 plus 4 alpha and alpha square plus 2 alpha. 9 minus 6 is 3. So alpha square plus 2 alpha plus 3. But in the question, it is given that determinant of AB is equal to 0. It means that this expression is equal to 0. So we have two possible cases. When 4 plus 4 alpha is equal to 0 and when alpha square plus 2 alpha plus 3 is equal to 0. In this case, we have 4 alpha is equal to minus 4. So alpha will be equals to minus 4 upon 4. So alpha will be equals to minus 1, right? And in second case, which is alpha square plus 2 alpha plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. We get its value is minus 2. Okay. So we have two different values of alpha. First value is minus 1 and second value is minus 2. So first let us find sum of the values of alpha. Okay. So sum of all the values of alpha is minus 1 plus minus 2. Minus 1 plus minus 2 is minus 3. Now we have to calculate the absolute value of the sum. Okay. So for absolute value, we have to take the modulus. Okay. So absolute value of the sum will be equal to mode of the sum. What is sum? It is minus 3. So mode of minus 3 is plus 3. So the absolute value of the sum of all the values of alpha for which its determinant of matrix A into B is 0 is 3. So for this question, the correct answer is 3. And hence the correct option is option A here. Next question is, let A and B be two square matrices of order 2. If determinant of A is equal to 2 and determinant of B is equal to 3 and determinant of 5 into determinant of A into B into A square is equal to 2 power A into 3 power B into 5 power C for some A, B and C belongs to N, then A plus B plus C is equal to. So for this question, what we have to calculate? We have to calculate A plus B plus C. It means that first we need the values for A, B and C. And to get the values, we need to solve this part because we can see that it is equal to 2 power A, 3 power B and 5 power C, which consist of the elements A, B and C, right? A, B and C are the powers of 2, 3 and 5. To get this value, we need to solve the left hand side. Firstly, let us write all the values that are given in the question. What is given in the question? It is given that A and B are the two matrices of order 2. So order of both the matrices are 2, right? And determinant of A is given, which is equal to 2. Determinant of B is equal to 3. Now let us solve the left hand side. What is left hand side? It is determinant of 5 into determinant of A into B into A square, right? We have the value of determinant of A and determinant of B. We have to use both these values in substitution. Firstly, you can see that we have the term determinant of A. So in this place, we can put 2 because what is the value of determinant of A? It is 2, right? So it will be determinant of 5 into, what is determinant of A? It is 2 into B and then A square. 5 into 2 is 10B, right? So it will be determinant of 10B and then A square, right? Now, if we take this 10 outside, okay, then it will be 10 square. Why it will be 10 square? Because the order is given to us, which is 2. It means that whatever the terms comes out, it will be always in the power of 2 because the order is 2, right? So let us take this 10 outside, right? So it will be determinant of 10 into determinant of B into A square. Okay, since we have taken it outside, so it will be 10 square just because the order is 2. Okay, now we have the value of determinant of B. What is the value? 3. So let us keep it. It will be determinant of 10 square into 3 and then we have A square. Okay, now let us do one thing. Let us take the constant outside. What are the constants here? 10 square into 3. Again, when we take 10 square into 3 outside, it will be 10 square into 3 whole square just because the order is 2. All right. So it will be 10 square into 3 whole square. And now what is remaining term? Determinant of A square. We have the value of determinant of A. What is determinant of A? It is 2. So determinant of A square will be 2 square, right? So let us substitute this value. 10 square into 3 square. 10 square will be 10 power 4 into 3 square is 3 square into determinant of A square. What is the value of determinant of A square? It is 2 square, right? Now, 10 power 4 can be written as 2 into 5 power 4, right? Because 2 into 5 is 10. When we distribute this power, it will be 2 power 4 into 5 power 4, right? So 10 power 4 is basically equal to 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. So let us substitute this value. 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. Then what are the remaining terms? 3 square and 2 square, right? Now you can see that we have two bases that are same, which is 2. So if base is same, then power will be added. So it will be 2 power 4 plus 2, 6 into 5 power 4 into 3 power 2. All right. Now you can see that this expression is in the form of 2 power A, 3 power B and 5 power C, right? And actually this left hand side is equal to 2 power A, 3 power B and 5 power C. So we can write 2 power 6 into 5 power 4 into 3 power 2 is equal to 2 power A into 3 power B into 5 power C. When we compare the values, if base is same, then power will be equal, right? It means that A is equal to 6. Similarly for 5, the base is same. What are the powers? 4 and C. So C is equal to 4 and 3 square is equal to 3 power B. So B is equal to 2. Okay. If we have the values in this form, like x power 2 is equal to x power 3. If base is same, then power is equal. Okay. So use this concept, right? Or you can take it as the numbers. Don't get confused here. X power A is equal to X power B. So in this case, A will be equal to B. So now we have the values of A, B and C. Okay, but we want to find the sum. Sum means A plus B plus C. So it will be 6 plus 2 plus 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. So the sum of A plus B plus C is equal to 12. Now let us look at the options. What are the options? 10, 12, 13 and 14. So the correct option is option B, which is 12. Next question is, for two positive real numbers A and B such that 1 upon A square plus 1 upon B cube is equal to 4, then minimum value of the constant term in the expansion of AX power 1 by 8 plus BX power minus 1 by 12 whole power 10 is. It is a very interesting question. We have to find the minimum value of the constant term, but it is in the expansion of the given binomial expansion. Okay. So binomial expansion is given here, which is AX power 1 by 8 plus BX power minus 1 by 12 whole power 10. What is the first thing we do when we get a binomial expansion? We first find the general term. Do you know what is the formula to calculate the general term of a binomial expansion? If x plus y power n is a binomial expansion, then the formula to calculate the general term for this expansion is equal to TR plus 1 is equal to NCR multiplied by x power n minus r multiplied by y power r. This is the basic formula that you have to remember in order to find the general term of the binomial expansion. So what is the binomial expansion that is given in the question? It is ax power 1 by 8 plus bx power minus 1 by 12 whole power 10. So when we compare it with x plus y power n, then we have x is equal to ax power 1 by 8, y is equal to bx power minus 1 by 12, and n. What is n? N is the power. So n is equals to 10. Now we can easily calculate the general term for the given expansion, right? So the general term will be TR plus 1 is equals to NCR. What is n? 10. So 10 CR multiplied by x. The value of x is ax power 1 by 8. What is the power of x? N minus r. It means 10 minus r multiplied by y. The value of y is bx power minus 1 by 12 and y power r. All right. Now let us do one thing. Let us distribute the power 10 minus r in these two terms. Okay. For example, if we have x power a into x power b, it is actually equal to x power a plus b, right? When the base is same, then power is added. Just to get this form, we are distributing the powers in the term a into x power 1 by 8 whole power 10 minus r. Okay. So it can be written as a power 10 minus r multiplied by x power 10 minus r upon 8, right? Because we have x power 1 by 8 whole power 10 minus r. So it will be x power 10 minus r upon 8, because 1 by 8 will be multiplied with 10 minus r. So it will be 10 minus r upon 8. So this term becomes 10 CR multiplied by a power 10 minus r multiplied by x power 10 minus r upon 8. Similarly, when we distribute the power of this term, it will be b power r multiplied by x power minus 1 by 12 into r is minus r by 12, right? Now you can see that for the two terms, the base is same. What is the base? It is x. It means that when base is same, we can add the powers, right? So it becomes 10 CR multiplied by a power 10 minus r multiplied by b power r. Now comes the part when we have to use this formula, x power a into x power b is equal to x power a plus b, right? So writing the base once and adding the powers. What are the powers? 10 minus r upon 8 and plus minus will be minus r by 12. All right. Now you can see that we have the formula for the general term. Okay. TR plus 1 is 10 CR into a power 10 minus r into b power r into x power constant. This power is actually the value of constant. And since in this question we have to find the minimum value of the constant term in the expansion, it means that for constant term, we have to equate it with 0, right? So to get the constant term, let us equate 10 minus r upon 8 minus r by 12 with 0. All right. So if we equate this term with 0, then we get x power 0. And what is x power 0? It is actually 1, right? That is why we are equating this term with 0, just to make it 1. All right. Now let us take the LCM. LCM will be 24. So numerator will be 30 minus 3r, and here the numerator will be 2r, right? So this is equal to 0. So this will be 30 minus 5r divided by 24 is equal to 0. All right. So from here we can get the value of r. 30 minus 5r will be equals to 24. 30 minus 24 will be equals to 5r, right? And 24 will be multiplied with 0 actually. Okay, in the right hand side there is 0. So this whole term will be 0. It means that 30 is equal to 5r. Okay, so r will be equals to 6. We have the value of r. So let us find the actual value for tr plus 1. Okay, what is tr plus 1? It is 10 cr into a power 10 minus r into b power r. And since this expression is equals to 0, so x power 0 is 1. Okay, so the last term becomes 1. So TR plus 1 is equals to 10 CR multiplied by a power 10 minus r into b power r. All right. Now value of r is 6. So t 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay. T7 will be equal to 10C6 multiplied by a power 10 minus r. What is r? 6. 10 minus 6 is 4 multiplied by b power r. So b power 6. So this is the value of T7, right? Now what is 10C6? 10C6 means 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial into 10 minus 6 factorial, right? We know that there is a formula NCR is equals to n factorial divided by r factorial into n minus r factorial, all right? Then multiplied by a power 4 and b power 6. Now let us solve 10 factorial divided by 6 factorial, and 10 minus 6 is 4 factorial, okay? So what will be its value? It will be 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 factorial divided by 6 factorial into 4 factorial. What is 4 factorial? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So this 6 factorial and 6 factorial will be cancelled. Okay. When we further solve this, this will be cancelled. Then 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9, 2 ones are 2 and 2 fives are 10. So what are the remaining terms? 5 into 3 into 2 into 7. So 5 into 3 is 15, 15 into 2 is 30, 30 into 7 is 210. So the value of this term is 210 multiplied by a power 4 and b power 6. All right. So this is the value of T7, but we don't know the actual value because now we don't know the value of a power 4 and b power 6, right? So now we have to use some inequalities to get the value of a power 4 and b power 6. First of all, a power 4 and b power 6 can be written as a square into b cube whole square, right? Okay. So it is actually a square into b cube whole square. It means we have to get the value of this term. Now we have learned about the geometric mean, harmonic mean, arithmetic mean, right? So what does this say us? Basically in mathematics, GM, HM, AM are the inequalities that shows the relationship between the harmonic mean, geometric mean, arithmetic mean, and so on. But here we will use the relationship between GM and HM. What is GM? Geometric mean, and HM is harmonic mean. So what is the relation? If we have two terms, for the terms a square and b cube, okay, we have two terms a square and b cube. We know that geometric mean is always greater than or equal to harmonic mean. And for these two terms, under root of the two terms will be greater than or equal to 2 divided by 1 upon a square plus 1 upon b cube. Okay, this is the basic relation between the geometric mean and the harmonic mean for the two terms a square and b cube. You have to remember this basic formula to solve this question, right? Now in the question we have a value. The value is for 1 upon a square plus 1 upon b cube. It is equal to 4. It means that in the place of this expression, we can directly write 4 because in the question, the value is already given. So expression becomes under root of a square into b cube is greater than or equal to 2 by 4. Okay. Now, when we square both the sides, we have a square into b cube divided by 2 square is 4, 4 square is 16. 4 by 16 is 1 by 6. It is greater than or equal to 1 by 6. Okay. 1 by 4. 4 into 4 is 16, right? So a square into b cube is greater than or equal to 1 by 4. Now, if we square again, okay, why we square again? Because we know that a square into b cube whole square is a power 4 and b power 6, and we need the value of this term, okay? So squaring again both the sides, we get a square into b cube whole square is greater than or equal to 1 by 4 square is 1 by 16, right? Now, what is a square into b cube whole square? It is a power 4 into b power 6 is greater than or equal to 1 by 16. So now we have the minimum value of a power 4 into b power 6, right? What is the minimum value? Minimum value of a power 4 into b power 6 is 1 by 16, right? And since we have to calculate the minimum value of the constant term, okay, what is the constant general term? T7. We know that T7 is equals to 210 multiplied by a power 4 into b power 6. Okay, we have already calculated this value. So now we have to put the value of a power 4 into b power 6 in this expression. What is the minimum value of a power 4 into b power 6? It is 1 by 16. So it will be 210 into 1 by 16, right? So this will be cancelled 8 times and this will be cancelled 105 with the table of 2, right? So it will be 105 by 8. So the minimum value of the constant term in the expansion of the given binomial term is 105 by 8. So for this question, the correct answer is 105 by 8, which is option C here. I hope you are clear with this question. Question is the value of 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 1 by 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 11 is equal to. It is a very interesting question. We have to find the value of the given expression. We will use very smart and very easiest trick to solve this question, right? So first, let us understand the expression that is given in the question. What is the expression? This is the expression. You can see that the numerator is same, 1, 1, 1 and 1. Now, if we look at the denominator, in the first term it is 1, then 1 plus 2, then 1 plus 2 plus 3, and it is going up to 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 11, right? So basically this is the sum of all these terms. So it can be written as summation of n is equal to 1 to 11 because it is going up to 11, right? 1 upon 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 11. Okay. So this given series is actually the summation of n is equal to 1 to 11, 1 upon 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 11. Again, the numerator is 1 here. Now, if we look at the denominator, what is the denominator? 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus so on up to 11. Denominator is basically the sum of some natural numbers and the natural numbers are from 1 to 11. Okay. So this is basically a series which is indicating the sum of n natural numbers. Okay, it is the sum of 11 natural numbers. So we have to use a formula here. The formula is to calculate the sum of n natural numbers. Here we have 11 natural numbers. So the formula is S is equals to n into n plus 1 by 2. All right. So we can write this denominator as n into n plus 1 by 2 because it is basically a series which is the sum of 11 natural numbers. All right. So summation of n is equals to 1 to 11, 1 upon n into n plus 1 by 2. All right. Now this 2 will go to the numerator. So it becomes summation of n is equal to 1 to 11, 2 divided by n into n plus 1. Since 2 is a constant, so let us do one thing. Let us take 2 outside. So 2 summation of n is equal to 1 to 11, 1 upon n into n plus 1. Now comes the interesting part. Now we have to apply the smart trick here, right? Do you know the method of difference? The method of difference is simply we have to split both these terms and we have to find the difference. That is 1 upon n minus 1 upon n plus 1. This is the method of difference. All right. So let us do it. 2 into summation of n is equals to 1 to 11. We have to use the simplest method here, which is the method of difference, right? So it will be 2 into summation of n is equal to 1 to 11 multiplied by 1 minus n minus 1 by n plus 1. Okay. So what we have done here is we have firstly splitted both these terms 1 by n and 1 by n plus 1. And we have found the difference. Okay. We have to do the difference here. So it will be 1 by n minus 1 by n plus 1. Now what we have to do is we have two values. N is equal to 1 and up to 11. This is the first value and this is the final value. So we have to do one thing. We have to put n is equal to 1 in the first term and n is equal to 11 in the second term. All right. Means n is equal to 1 will be substituted here and n is equal to 11 will be substituted in this part. So 1 by n, 1 by 1 minus 1 by n plus 1. In the last term, we have to put n is equal to 11. So 11 plus 1. So it will be 2 into 1 minus 1 by 12. 11 plus 1 is 12, right? Now we will take the LCM. LCM will be 12 and numerator will be 12 minus 1. So it will be 2 into 11 upon 12. 2 ones are 2 and 2 6 are 12. So this is equal to 11 by 6. So the value of the given expression is equal to 11 by 6. This is the simplest trick that you can use in order to solve this type of question. What is the trick? You have to separate the terms and then you have to find the difference of both the terms. All right. And we will have two terms. In the first term, we have to keep the first value, which is n is equal to 1. In the second term, we have to keep the last value, which is 11. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this question. For this question, the correct option is option B, that is 11 by 6. Moving on to the next question. If x into y power 4 attains the maximum value at the point x comma y on the line passing through the points 50 plus alpha comma 0 and 0 comma 50 plus alpha, where alpha is greater than 0, then x comma y also lies on the line. In the question, expression is given here, which is x into y power 4. It attains the maximum value at the point x comma y, and there is an equation of line that is passing through the 2 points 50 plus alpha comma 0 and 0 comma 50 plus alpha. So let us first find the equation of line that is passing through this 2 points. Do you know what is the basic formula to calculate the equation of line that is passing through 2 points? The basic formula to find the equation of line is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. What is m here? M is the slope. And the formula to calculate slope is y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So this is the basic formula that we have to use here. Now coming to the solution of this question. Here we have two different points, right? So let this point be x1 comma y1 and let this point be x2 comma y2. Now let us find the equation of line passing through the points 50 plus alpha comma 0 and 0 comma 50 plus alpha. So when we use this formula, equation of line will be in the form of y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. So y minus y1, what is y1? y1 is 0 is equal to m. What is m? M is the slope. So firstly, let us find the value of slope. M is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, right? We have the value for all the four terms. So let us substitute the values here. So what is y2? y2 is 50 plus alpha. Minus y1, y1 is 0. Divided by x2, x2 is 0. Minus x1, what is x1? x1 is 50 plus alpha. So you can see that we have 50 plus alpha divided by minus of 50 plus alpha. So 50 plus alpha and 50 plus alpha will be cancelled. So the remaining term will be minus of 1. So the slope is minus 1. Therefore, the value of m is minus 1. So y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Y minus y1 is y minus 0. What is m? M is minus 1 into x minus x1. The value of x1 is 50 plus alpha. Right? So now we have to further simplify it. Y minus 0 will be y is equals to minus 1 into x. Now when we open this brackets, it will be minus 50 minus alpha. Right? Again, y will be equal to minus x. Minus 1 into minus 50 is plus 50. Minus 1 into minus alpha is plus alpha. Or this can be written as x plus y is equal to 50 plus alpha, because when this x will go to the left hand side, its sign will be changed. So we have an equation which is x plus y is equal to 50 plus alpha. If we want the value of x, then x will be equal to 50 plus alpha minus y, right? So this is the value of x from this given equation. Now what we have to do is we have to find the value of x and y, okay? Because we want the exact equation of line. Here we don't know the value of x and y, okay? So firstly, let us have a look towards the question. We have an expression which is x into y power 4. It attains the maximum value at point x comma y, okay? So we have to use this expression which is x into y power 4. So let x into y power 4 is equal to t. Okay, we are assuming this expression equal to a variable. Now what we have to do is we have to write this whole expression in the terms of x. You can see that the first term is x, okay, and the second term is y power 4. Okay, so we can do one thing. Either we can write it in the form of x or in the form of y. Here we can see that the value of x is in the form of y. So let us do one thing. Let us substitute the value of x in this given equation. So consider it as equation 1. Now put x is equal to 50 plus alpha minus y in equation number 1. Right? What is equation number 1? T is equal to x into y power 4. So let us put the value of x here. So t will be equal to 50 plus alpha minus y into y power 4. Right? So t will be equals to 50 plus alpha into y power 4 minus y into y power 4 is y power 5. Now what we have to do is we have to simply differentiate both the sides. Okay. So when we differentiate it, you can see that the first term is 50 plus alpha into y power 4. So 50 plus alpha is a constant, so it will come out. Okay. Now differentiation of y power 4. We have to use a formula here, which is d by dx of x to the power n is equal to n into x power n minus 1. Similarly, d by dx of y to the power 4 will be 4 into y power 4 minus 1. So it will be 4 into y cube. So 4y cube minus again d by dx of y to the power 5. What will be d by dx of y to the power 5? It will be 5 into y power 5 minus 1. So it will be 5 into y power 4. So this is the basic differentiation of this term, right? Now let us find the value of y. So y will be equals to 50 plus alpha into 4 by 5. See how we have calculated this value just by equating the term with 0, right? Now, if we have the value of y, we can easily find x. So put the value of y in equation number 1, right? What is equation 1? Equation 1 is x is equals to 50 plus alpha minus y. Okay. So we have to put the value of y here. What is y? 50 plus alpha into 4 by 5. So x will be equal to 50 plus alpha minus y. Y is 50 plus alpha into 4 by 5. You can see that 50 plus alpha is common. So let us take 50 plus alpha common. Then what will remain? In this position 1 minus in this position 4 by 5. See, when we take 50 plus alpha common, then the remaining terms are 1 minus 4 by 5. Now what is 1 minus 4 by 5? When we take the LCM, it is 5 minus 4 by 5. So 1 by 5. So we have x is equal to 50 plus alpha into 1 by 5. Now we have the value of x and we have the value of y. What we have to do is we have to compare both these values. Okay. Let us write it again. X is equal to 50 plus alpha into 1 by 5 and y is equal to 50 plus alpha into 4 by 5. So it is very clear that this expression is same, but 1 by 5 and 4 by 5 is different. It means that y is equals to 4 into x. Because when we multiply 4 in x, it will be equal to y, right? Let us multiply 4 here. If we multiply 4 in x, what is x? 50 plus alpha into 1 by 5. If we multiply 4, then it will be equals to 50 plus alpha into 4 by 5, which is equal to y, right? So we can say that y is equals to 4x. The relation between x and y here is y is equal to 4x. Okay. So for this question, the correct option will be option A, which is y is equal to 4x. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, we have used basic concepts related to the equation of line, that is passing through 2 points, right? Next question is, let f of x is equal to 4x cube minus 11x square plus 8x minus 5, where x belongs to R, then f is. And the options are, has a local minima at x is equal to 1 by 2, has a local minima at x is equal to 3 by 4, is increasing in 1 by 2, 3 by 4, is decreasing in 1 by 2, 4 by 3. So whenever we have to find that the function is increasing or decreasing, or a function has a local minima or maxima, then the first thing that we do is we differentiate the function. So first let us write the function. F of x is equals to 4x cube minus 11x square plus 8x minus 5. Now let us differentiate this function. Okay. So for differentiating this function, we first require some basic formulas. What are the formulas? d by dx of x to the power n. D by dx of x to the power n is n into x power n minus 1. All right. Now, f dash x will be, first term is d by dx of 4x cube minus d by dx of 11x square plus d by dx of 8x minus d by dx of 5. All right. So f dash x will be, you can see that here 4 is constant. So let us take 4 outside. Now what is remaining? D by dx of x cube. If we use this formula, which is d by dx of x to the power n, then we get d by dx of x cube is equal to 3 into x power 3 minus 1, which is equal to 3 into x square, right? So 4 into 3x square minus d by dx of 11x square. Again, 11 is a constant. So d by dx of x square will be 2 into x power 2 minus 1, which is 1. So 2 into x. I hope that this step is clear to you. See, d by dx of x square will be 2 into x power 2 minus 1. So it is equal to 2 into x, right? Because the formula is n into x power n minus 1. So what is n here? 2. So 2 into x power 2 minus 1. So we get 2x plus d by dx of 8x. 8 is constant. So let us take it outside. D by dx of x is 1 minus d by dx of 5. So d by dx of 5 will be 0 since 5 is a constant. So we have f dash x is equal to 4 into 3 is 12x square minus 11 into 2x, 22x plus 8 into 1 is 8. Now you can see that 2 is common in all the terms. So let us take 2 common. So f dash x will be 2, 6x square minus 11x plus 4. Okay, when we take 2 common, the remaining terms are 6x square minus 11x plus 4. Now let us do one thing. Let us find the factors of this equation. Okay, how to find the factors of this equation? See, it is very simple. First, let us write this expression. 6x square minus 11x plus 4. We have to use splitting the middle term method here. It means that we have to split this middle term in such a way that the sum of two numbers should be equal to the middle term and the product of those two numbers should be equal to the product of first and last number. What is the product of first and last number? 6x square into 4. So it is 24x square. Now we have to find two numbers in such a way that their product should be equal to 24x square and their sum should be equal to minus 11x. So the two numbers can be minus 8x and minus 3x. When we add both these numbers, then we get minus 11x. And when we multiply minus 8x into minus 3x, so it will be 24x square, right? So the two numbers are minus 8x minus 3x. It means that minus 11x can be written as minus 8x plus minus 3x. So let us write it. 6x square minus 8x minus 3x plus 4. Okay. Now let us rearrange these terms. Okay. So it will be forming minus 8x minus 3x is minus 11x only, right? So now let us look at the first two terms, 6x square and minus 8x. If we take 2 common, then what will remain here? See, 2x is common. So 3x minus 4, right? When we take 2x common from the first two terms, 6x square minus 8x, then the remaining terms will be 3x minus 4. Similarly, when we take minus 1 common from the next two terms, the remaining terms will be 3x minus 4. Again, 3x minus 4 is common. And what is the remaining value? 2x minus 1. Okay. So these are the two factors of this equation. So in place of this equation, we can write these two factors. So we have f dash x is equal to 2 into 3x minus 4 and 2x minus 1. Since these both are the factors, so from here we get two values of x, right? What will be the two values of x? We know that f dash x should be equal to 0. Okay. So 2 into 3x minus 4 into 2x minus 1 should be equal to 0. So when this constant will go to the right hand side, it will be 0. And both these terms are also equal to 0. So firstly, 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 and 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. So 3x is equal to 4 and x is equal to 4 by 3. And for this term, 2x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 by 2. So we have two different values. 1 by 2 and 4 by 3. Now let us see it. The value is 1 by 2 and 4 by 3. Okay. So it will be plus, minus, and plus. You can see that this is a decreasing function. Okay. So we can say that the function f is decreasing in the values 1 by 2 and 4 by 3. And also we can see local maxima. We can see the local maxima at the point 1 by 2, but we cannot see minima. Okay. In the options, it is given that it has a local minima, but we cannot see minima at any of the points. Okay. We see maxima in both the points. And we also find that this is a decreasing function in the interval of 1 by 2 and 4 by 3. Okay. So the correct option will be is decreasing in 1 by 2 comma 4 by 3. Hence the correct option is option D here. Next question is, let small m and capital M respectively be the minimum and the maximum values of the function f of x is equal to sine inverse 2x plus sine 2x plus cos inverse 2x plus cos 2x, and x belongs to 0 comma pi by 8. Then small m plus capital M is equal to. In this question, a function is given here, which is f of x is equal to sine inverse 2x plus sine 2x plus cos inverse 2x plus cos 2x. And it is given that small m is the minimum value of this function and capital M is the maximum value of this function. And x belongs to 0 comma pi by 8. It means that at x is equal to 0, function attains the minimum value, which is small m. And at x is equal to pi by 8, the function attains maximum value, which is capital M. So firstly, let us simplify this function. Here these two terms are given just to confuse you. These two terms will be actually equal to pi by 2 because we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. This is a very basic formula. Therefore, sine inverse 2x plus cos inverse 2x will be also equals to pi by 2. So in the place of both these terms, we can directly write pi by 2, right? So f of x is equal to pi by 2 plus. Now what are the remaining terms? Sine 2x plus cos 2x. Okay, so this is the simplified form of this function. Now what we have to do is we have to just substitute the value, which is x belongs to 0 comma pi by 8. As we know that at x is equal to 0, the function attains the minimum value, which is m. And at x is equal to pi by 8, the function attains the maximum value, which is capital M. So let us substitute both this value. When we put x is equal to 0 in this given function, then it is pi by 2 plus sine 2x means sine 2 into 0, right? Plus cos 2x means cos 2 into 0. Now sine 2 into 0 and cos 2 into 0 will be sine 0 and cos 0. So we can write it as pi by 2 plus sine 0 plus cos 0. Okay. Now, do you know what is the value of sine 0 and cos 0? From the trigonometric table, we know that sine 0 is equal to 0 and cos 0 is equal to 1. All right. So it will be pi by 2 plus 0 plus 1, which is equal to pi by 2 plus 1. This is the value of small m, okay, which is the minimum value. Now let us find the maximum value by putting x is equal to pi by 8. Okay. So when we put x is equal to pi by 8, then we have pi by 2 plus sine 2x means 2 into x. What is x? Pi by 8 plus cos 2x. So cos 2 into x. X is pi by 8. 2 ones are 2, 2 fours are 8. Again 2 ones are 2 and 2 fours are 8. So we have pi by 2 plus sine pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4. Again we have to use the values from the trigonometric table. The values are sine pi by 4 and cos pi by 4. So we know that sine pi by 4 is equal to 1 by root 2 and cos pi by 4 is also equal to 1 by root 2. So let us substitute these values. So it will be pi by 2 plus sine pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 plus cos pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2. So it will be equals to pi by 2 plus 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 is 2 by root 2. Okay. Now this 2 by root 2 can be also simplified. Okay. Let us do one thing. Let us write this 2 as root 2 into root 2, because we know that root 2 into root 2 is equal to 2 and divided by root 2. So root 2 and root 2 will be cancelled. So the value of 2 by root 2 is equal to root 2. So we can write it as pi by 2 plus root 2. All right. This is the maximum value, which is capital M. In this question, we have to find small m plus capital M. Okay. What is small m? The minimum value. The value that we got when we put x is equal to 0. Okay. So the value is pi by 2 plus 1. Now, we have to add capital M. What is capital M? It is the value which is maximum. So the maximum value is pi by 2 plus root 2. Adding both these values, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is 2 pi by 2 plus 1 plus root 2. This 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So we have pi plus 1 plus root 2. So this is the exact value of the expression small m plus capital M. Now let us have a look towards the options. From all the options, option A is the correct option, which is 1 plus root 2 plus pi. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is limit n tends to infinity. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n. R divided by 2r square minus 7rn plus 6n square is equal to. You can see that in question we have limit plus summation. And we have to find the value of this expression. So firstly, let us write the given expression, which is limit n tends to infinity. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n. R divided by 2r square minus 7rn plus 6n square. Now let us do one thing. Let us divide the numerator and denominator by n square. So divide the numerator and denominator by n square. So when we divide it, we get limit n tends to infinity. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n. Now, numerator is r. So when we divide numerator by n square, it will be r upon n square divided by 2 into r square. If r is r square, then we have r square upon n square, right? We have to divide this term by n square minus 7rn divided by n square plus 6n square upon n square. So you can see that n square and n square will be cancelled. Here 1n will be cancelled. So we have limit n tends to infinity. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n r by n square divided by 2 into r by n whole square. See, r square by n square can be written as r by n whole square because both are in square. So we have combined the powers. Minus 7 into r by n plus 6. You can see that in the denominator we have the form r by n and r by n. But in the numerator we have r by n square. So let us transform the numerator also in the form of r by n. So what is the numerator? R by n square. It means r by n into n. So it can be also written as r by n into 1 by n. So let us take this 1 by n outside. So the remaining part will be r by n. So it becomes limit n tends to infinity. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n. We have to take 1 by n outside. So this is 1 by n. Now what is remaining in the numerator? R by n divided by 2 into r by n square minus 7 into r by n plus 6. Now let us do one more thing. Let us put r by n is equal to x. So if r by n is equals to x, this will change to limit n tending to infinity 1 by n. Summation of r is equal to 1 to n. Numerator is r by n. We have assumed r by n is equal to x. So it will be x divided by 2 into r by n square means 2 into x square minus 7 into r by n, 7 into x plus 6. So this is the expression which is in the simplified form. You can see that here we have limit plus summation. So this is equal to integral of a to b f of x dx. Okay, since there is limit and summation, so it will be in the form of integral of a to b f of x dx. Now, what is a and what is b? Let us see it. For a, we will have limit n tending to infinity 1 by n. Okay, so its value will be 0. It means that a is 0. Similarly, for b, we will have limit n tends to infinity n by n. So n by n will be 1. So the value of b is 1. So we have limits 0 and 1. What is the lower limit? Lower limit is a and upper limit is b. So we have integral of 0 to 1. And what is f of x dx? It is this function in terms of x. So we have this expression equals to integral of a to b. What is a? 0 and what is b? 1. F of x dx means the function x upon 2x square minus 7x plus 6. Now let us do one thing. Let us simplify the denominator. What is the denominator? 2x square minus 7x plus 6. So we can find the factors of this expression. And how to find the factors? We have to use splitting the middle term method. What is this method? In this method, we have to split the middle term. What is the middle term? Minus 7x. And we have to split this term in such a way that we have to find two numbers whose sum should be equal to minus 7x and whose product should be equal to the product of first and last term. So what is the product of first and last term? 2x square into 6. It is 12x square. Okay, so we have to find two numbers whose product should be 12x square and whose sum should be equal to minus 7x. So two numbers can be minus 3x and minus 4x. When we add minus 3x and minus 4x, we get minus 7x. And when we multiply minus 3x with minus 4x, then we get 12x square, right? So the two numbers will be minus 3x minus 4x. So 2x square. Now the middle term will be splitted into minus 3x minus 4x. So minus 3x minus 4x and the last digit is plus 6. When we take x common from first and second term, what are the remaining terms? 2x minus 3. Similarly, when we take minus 2 common from third and fourth digit, so we get 2x minus 3, right? Now again 2x minus 3 is common. So let us take 2x minus 3 common. What are the remaining terms? X minus 2. So these are the two factors of the expression 2x square minus 7x plus 6. So now let us substitute this value. We will have integral of 0 to 1 x divided by 2x minus 3 and x minus 2 dx, right? Since we have two factors and both the factors are different, so here we have to use a method of integration which is partial method. So in partial method, what we do is we split this into two parts. So it will be equal to integral of 0 to 1. First part will be a upon 2x minus 3 plus second part will be b upon x minus 2 and dx. So it will be integral of 0 to 1. What will be the value of a? The value of a will be minus 3. Minus 3 divided by 2x minus 3 plus what will be the value of b? B will be obviously 2. So 2 divided by x minus 2 and dx. Now it is very, very simple. Firstly, let us take both the constant outside. So in the first term, what is the constant? Minus 3. Integral of 0 to 1, 1 by 2x minus 3 dx plus in the second term, what is the constant? 2 is the constant. So 2 into integral of 0 to 1, 1 by x minus 2 dx. Now, before moving on, we first need to understand the formula that we have to use here. We have to use the formula of integral of 1 by x dx. Do you know what is integral of 1 by x dx? It is equal to log x plus c, where c is a constant. You can see that we have one term which is integral of 1 by 2x minus 3 dx. It is in the same form. So it will be equals to log x. What is x here? 2x minus 3, right? Similarly, integral of 1 by x minus 2 dx will be also equals to log of x minus 2, right? Because it is also in the same form of integral of 1 by x dx. And we know that integral of 1 by x dx is always equals to log x. So let us substitute this value. We have minus 3. Integral of 0 to 1, 1 by 2x minus 3 dx is log of 2x minus 3. So log of 2x minus 3. And what are the limits? 0 to 1. Plus 2. Integral of 0 to 1. 1 by x minus 2 dx is log of x minus 2. And what are the limits? 0 to 1. Now we just have to put the limits here, right? So minus 3 into, when we put 1, here we have 2 into 1 minus 3. So what is 2 into 1? 2. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So we have log of minus 1, right? Then minus. Now when we put 0, it will be 2 into 0 minus 3. So 0 minus 3 is minus 3. So log of minus 3 plus 2 into. When we put limits here, log x minus 2, okay? So when we put 1, 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Minus, when we put 0, so it will be 0 minus 2. So log of minus 2. And remember one thing, generally students do mistake in this part that they do not integrate 2x minus 3. You can see that we have integrated 1 by x, but we also have to integrate x, right? What is x? 2x minus 3. So when we integrate 2x minus 3, then integral of 2x will be 2 and integral of 3 will be 0. Since it is a constant, so it will be 2. Okay. So in the first term, we will have 2 in the divide form. So don't forget this. All right. And here, if we talk about x minus 2, what is the integral of x minus 2? Integral of x is 1 and integral of minus 2 will be 0. So 1 plus 1 is 1 only. So here it will be 2 by 1 means 2 only, right? So now again we have to use a formula for log m minus log n. What is log m minus log n? It is log m by n. You can see that we have log m minus log n, log m minus log n. So it will be minus 3 by 2 into log minus 1 minus log minus 3 is log minus 1 by minus 3. Minus and minus will be cancelled. Plus 2 into log minus 1 minus log minus 2. It is in the form of log m minus log n. So it will be log m by n. So log minus 1 by minus 2. Again, minus and minus will be cancelled. So this will be equals to minus 3 by 2 log 1 by 3 plus 2 log 1 by 2. Right? Now let us do one thing. Let us take negative sign common. So when we take negative sign common, we have 3 by 2 and this expression will be reversed. So it will be log of 3 by 1. So log of 3 minus 2 into log of 1 by 2 will be also reciprocal. So 2. Now there is a very basic value which is 2 log 2. What is the value of 2 log 2? It is log 4, right? How it is log 4? Because we know that n log m is equals to log m power n. So here 2 log 2 will be equals to log 2 power 2. And what is log 2 power 2? It is log 4, right? So we have used this basic formula here. Now talking about 3 by 2 log 3. 3 by 2 log 3 can be written as log under root of 3 cube minus 2 log 2 is log 4. So substituting this value. Now again, we have log m minus log n. So what is the formula? Log m minus log n is log m by n. What is m here? Under root of 3 cube divided by 4. It is n, right? Now under root of 3 cube can be written as under root of 3 square into 3. What is under root of 3 square? It is 9, right? So root 9 will be equal to 3, right? And we have 1 under root of 3 remaining. So this expression can be basically written as log of under root of 3 square into 3 divided by 4. Okay. So under root of 3 square is 9. So it will come out as 3. So we will have log 3 multiplied by root 3. You can see that 1 root 3 is remaining and divided by 4. So this is the value of the given expression. Log 3 root 3 by 4. So for this question, the correct option is log 3 root 3 divided by 4, which is option number B here. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, we have used the basic concepts related to limits and the basic formulas for partial integration. Next question is, let dy by dx is equals to ax minus by plus a divided by bx plus cy plus a, where a, b and c belongs to R. represents a circle with center alpha and beta. Then alpha plus 2 beta is equal to. For this question, we have to find the value for alpha plus 2 beta. It means that first we need to find the value of alpha and beta. Then only we can calculate alpha plus 2 beta, right? So firstly, let us have a look towards the expression that is given in the question. dy by dx is equals to ax minus by plus a divided by bx plus cy plus a. It is given that a, b and c here belongs to R and it represents a circle with center alpha comma beta. It means that the values alpha comma beta are actually the center of the circle which is represented by this expression. So firstly, we have to find the equation of the circle. Then only we can find the center. Okay. So how can we find the equation of the circle? We have to use this expression. Let us cross multiply here. Cross multiply means dy will be multiplied to the denominator and dx will be multiplied to the numerator and both the terms will be equal. So dy into bx plus cy plus a is equal to dx into ax minus by plus a. Now when we multiply it, it will be bx dy plus cy dy plus a dy is equal to ax dx minus by dx plus a dx. All right. Now let us take the terms of b on one side. So we have bx dy. This is minus by dx. So when it will come to the left hand side, it will be plus by dx. Then what are the remaining terms in the left hand side? cy dy plus a dy. So we have cy dy plus a dy is equal to, what are the remaining terms in right hand side? Ax dx plus a dx. Now, if we focus only on this expression, we can see that here b is common. Okay. So let us take b common. Then we have x dy plus y dx. Then plus cy dy plus a dy is equal to ax dx plus a dx. Now again, if we look carefully here, what is x dy plus y dx? It is actually the differentiation of x into y. We know that there is a form d by dx of x into y is equal to, let us consider this as first and let us consider this as second. So the formula is first into d by dx of second plus second into d by dx of first. So what is first here? X into d by dx of second means d by dx of y plus second into d by dx of first. So d by dx of x, right? So x dy plus y dx is actually the differentiation of x into y, right? So in place of this, we can write d of x into y and we have b of x dy plus y dx. Okay. So b will be also multiplied here. Then plus cy dy plus a dy is equal to ax dx plus a dx. All right. Now, again, here, this expression is b into dxy. Okay. What is dxy? It is in the form of the formula which we have seen. All right. Now, let us do one thing. Let us integrate all these values. Okay. Means we have to integrate both the sides. Okay. So when we integrate the first term, we have b as a constant and then xy plus when we integrate cy dy, c is a constant, integral of y dy will be y square upon 2 because there is a formula which is integral of x power n dx is equal to x power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So integral of y dy means y power 1 dy will be y power 1 plus 1 upon 1 plus 1. So it will be y square by 2 plus. Next is integral of a dy. A is a constant. Integral of dy is y. It is equal to integral of ax dx. See, a is a constant again. So it will come out. Then integral of x dx. It is x power 1 dx, right? So it will be x square upon 2 plus integral of a dx will be again a. A is a constant and integral of dx is x. And we have plus d. All right. So this is the value of integral of this equation, right? So now what we can do here is we can take all these terms on one side. So let us see what happens. Bxy plus cy square by 2 plus ay is equal to ax square by 2 plus ax plus d. Okay, now let us take all the terms on right hand side. So it will be ax square by 2 plus ax plus d. And when these terms will go to the right hand side, it will be negative because all the terms are positive here. So sign will be changed. So minus bxy minus cy square upon 2 minus ay is equal to 0. All right. Now, there are two things that you should keep in mind. First thing is that xy should be 0. So in which case xy should be 0? Xy will be 0 when the value of b will be 0. It means that the coefficient of xy is 0. So this expression will become 0. Okay, this is a very basic concept that you have to remember here. Now what are the remaining terms? Ax square by 2 and minus cy square by 2. If we talk about the terms of square. Okay, so one more basic concept is that coefficient of x square should be equal to coefficient of y square. What is coefficient? Coefficient is basically a constant that is with the variable. So what is the variable here? X square. And what is the coefficient of x square? It is a. So coefficient of x square should be equal to coefficient of y square. What is the coefficient of y square? Minus c. So we have a is equal to minus c. When we substitute c is equal to minus a. See, if a is equal to minus c, then obviously c is equal to minus a, right? So when we substitute this value in this equation, we get x square plus y square plus 2 into x minus y plus d upon a is equal to 0. Now this is the equation that is representing a circle. Okay. So this is the equation of circle. Since we have the equation of circle, we can easily find the center. Do you know what is center? Center is minus g comma minus f. Now what is g and what is f? G is the coefficient of x and f is the coefficient of y. You can see that here the coefficient of x is 1. So minus 1. And the coefficient of y is minus 1. So minus of minus 1. Because the value should be written as minus g and minus f. Okay, what is the value of g? It is 1. But center is minus of g. So minus of 1. What is the value of f? It is minus 1. But center is minus of f. So minus of minus 1, right? So this will be minus 1 and plus 1. This is the value of center, right? This is the value of g and this is the value of f in negative. Okay. So now what we have to find here is we have to find alpha plus 2 beta. Okay. What is alpha and beta? Alpha and beta is actually the center. It is given in the question that center is alpha comma beta. So what is the center? Center is minus 1 comma 1. It means that the value of alpha is minus 1 and the value of beta is plus 1. Now we have to calculate alpha plus 2 beta. So let us substitute the value here. What is alpha? Minus 1. Plus 2 into beta. What is beta? 1. So minus 1 plus 2. It is equal to 1. So for this question, the correct answer is 1. I hope you are clear with this question. The correct option for this question is option C, which is 1. In this question, we have used the basic formula that comes in differentiation and integral. All right. Next question is let alpha 1 and alpha 2 such that alpha 1 is less than alpha 2 be the values of alpha for the points alpha comma minus 3, 2 comma 0 and 1 comma alpha to be collinear. Then the equation of the line passing through alpha 1 comma alpha 2 and making an angle of pi by 3 with the positive direction of the x-axis is. In this question, basically we have to find the equation of line that is passing through the points alpha 1 comma alpha 2. What are alpha 1 comma alpha 2? Both are the values of alpha for which this given 3 points are collinear, right? It is given that these 3 points are collinear. What do you understand by collinear points? 3 points are collinear if they all lie on the same line. Okay, they all lie on the same straight line. In this case, they are said to be as collinear, and there is one more condition for 3 points to be collinear, that their slopes are equal. So firstly, let us consider the points as P, Q and R. So let P, Q and R be the 3 points. So coordinates of P will be alpha comma minus 3. Coordinates of Q will be 2 comma 0. And coordinates of R will be 1 comma alpha. It is given that P, Q and R are 3 collinear points. So if all these 3 points are collinear, then slope of PR will be equal to slope of QR. This is a very basic concept that you have to remember, right? So now let us find the slopes. Okay. What is the basic formula to calculate the slope? Slope is equals to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So firstly, let us find the slope of PR. What is point P? Alpha comma minus 3. And what is point R? 1 comma alpha. So let these points be x1 comma y1 and let these points be x2 comma y2. So slope of PR will be equals to y2 minus y1. What is y2? Alpha. Minus y1. What is y1? Minus of 3. Divided by x2 minus x1. What is x2? 1. Minus x1. x1 is alpha. So this will be alpha. Minus minus will be plus 3 divided by 1 minus alpha. Similarly, let us find the slope of QR. So slope of QR will be, we have to consider points Q and R now. What are the coordinates of point Q? 2 comma 0. What are the coordinates of point R? 1 comma alpha. So now let this be equals to x1 comma y1 and let this points be equal to x2 comma y2. Again, y2 minus y1. What is y2? Alpha minus y1 is 0 because y1 is 0. Then x2 minus x1. x2 is 1 minus x1. x1 is 2. So this will be alpha divided by 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So we can write it as minus alpha. Okay. Now both the slopes are equal. So it means that alpha plus 3 divided by 1 minus alpha is equal to minus alpha and divided by 1. Okay. Denominator is 1. Now let us do one thing. Let us cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we have alpha plus 3 into 1 is equal to minus alpha into 1 minus alpha. So alpha plus 3 into 1 is alpha plus 3 is equals to minus alpha into 1 is minus alpha. Minus alpha into minus alpha is plus alpha square. So we have alpha plus 3 is equal to minus alpha plus alpha square. So if we take all the terms on one side, that is, if we take both these terms on the right side, we have alpha square minus alpha minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. On the right hand side, we have alpha square and minus alpha. So this is alpha square and minus alpha. And if we take alpha and plus 3 to the right hand side, it will be minus alpha and minus 3, right? So it becomes alpha square minus 2 alpha minus 3 is equal to 0. Now what we have to do is we have to find the factors of this equation. Okay. So how we can find the factors of this equation? We have to use splitting the middle term method here. It is a method in which the middle term is splitted in such a way that the sum of two numbers should give the middle term and the product of those two numbers should be equal to the product of first and last number. What is first term here? Alpha square. What is second term? Minus 3. So what is the product? Minus 3 alpha square. Now we want to get two numbers whose sum should be equal to minus 2 alpha and whose product should be equal to minus 3 alpha square. So the two numbers can be minus 3 alpha plus alpha, right? Because when we add both these values, it is equal to minus of 2 alpha, which is the middle term. And when we multiply these values, minus 3 alpha into alpha. So it is minus 3 alpha square, all right? So middle term can be written as minus 3 alpha plus alpha. So it will be alpha square minus 3 alpha plus alpha minus 3 is equal to 0. Then when we take alpha common from the first two terms, the remaining terms are alpha minus 3. Then if we take plus 1 common from the next two terms, the remaining terms are alpha minus 3 is equal to 0, right? Okay. So again alpha minus 3 is common. And what are the remaining terms? Alpha plus 1. So these are the two factors for the equation. Now alpha minus 3 will be equals to 0 and alpha plus 1 will be equals to 0, right? So when alpha minus 3 is equal to 0, alpha will be equal to plus 3. And when alpha plus 1 will be equals to 0, alpha will be equal to minus of 1. Okay. So we have two values of alpha. Okay, what are the two values of alpha? It is basically alpha 1 comma alpha 2, because it is given that alpha 1 and alpha 2 are the values of alpha. But a condition is given here. Alpha 1 is less than alpha 2. Okay. What is the condition? Alpha 1 should be less than alpha 2. Okay. So alpha 1 will be minus 1 and alpha 2 will be 3, because you can see that minus 1 is less than 3. Okay. So we have alpha 1 and alpha 2. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to find the equation of the line. Okay. So consider these points as x1 comma y1. Okay. What is x1? x1 is minus 1 and y1 is 3. Okay. Considering this point as x1 and y1, because we know that the formula to find the equation of a line that passes through the point is y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. What is m? M is the slope. And how do we calculate the slope of a straight line? You can see that in question here we have an angle which is pi by 3. So whenever the value of angle is given, we simply let the slope equal to tan of that angle. Okay, so what is theta here? Theta is pi by 3. So in this case, slope will be equals to tan theta. So what is tan theta? Tan pi by 3. From trigonometric table, the value of tan pi by 3 is root 3. Okay, so we can say that the value of m is root 3. Now y minus y1. What is the value of y1? It is 3 is equal to m. What is m? Root 3 into x minus x1. So x minus x1. What is x1? It is minus 1. So y minus 3 will be equals to root 3 into x minus minus will be plus 1. Okay. So now further we have to simplify this equation. Y minus 3 will be equals to, we have to multiply root 3 inside the bracket. Root 3 into x is root 3x plus root 3 into 1 is root 3, right? Now let us take all the terms on one side. So we have root 3x plus root 3 minus y plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. This y is positive here. So when it will go to the right hand side, it will be negative, and minus 3 is negative. When it will go to the right hand side, it will be positive. It can be also arranged as root 3x minus y plus root 3 plus 3 is equal to 0, right? So this is the equation of line that is passing through the points alpha 1 comma alpha 2. So for this question, the correct option is option B, which is root 3x minus y plus root 3 plus 3 is equal to 0. I hope you are clear with this question. In this question, we have used the basic formula to calculate the slope and the basic formula when three different points are collinear. Next question is, consider three circles C1, C2 and C3. Three different equations of three circles are given here. If a line L such that y is equals to mx plus c be a common tangent to C1, C2 and C3 such that C1 and C3 lie on one side of the line L while C2 lies on the other side, then the value of 20 into r square plus c is equal to. It is a very interesting question. You can see that we have three different equations for three different circles. So let us first find the center and radius of each of the circles. So considering C1, which is the first circle, the equation is x square plus y square is equal to r square. So the center here will be 0, 0. Why 0, 0? Because here there is nothing with x and y. Okay, what is the formula to calculate the center? It is minus g comma minus f. G is something that is with x and f is something that is with y. But here you can see that x square and y square both are the single terms. So center becomes 0, 0. There is no constant or no number given in this equation. That is why the center is 0, 0. And the radius will be equal to r. Okay, from the right hand side. Now if we consider C2, which is the second circle, the equation is x minus 1 square plus y minus 1 square is equal to r square. So here center will be, we have minus 1 with x and we have minus 1 with y. But the coordinates of center are minus of g. What is g? G is something that is with x. So with x we have minus 1. So minus of minus 1 will be plus 1. Similarly, we have minus 1 with y. Next coordinate is minus f, means minus of minus 1. Okay. So again plus 1 and the radius is r. Now considering the third circle, which is C3, the equation is x minus 2 square plus y minus 1 square is equal to r square. So here its center will be minus of minus 2, which is plus 2, minus of minus 1 is plus 1, and the radius will be r again. So now we have the center and the radius of three circles. Okay, so now we can easily draw the diagram of this given circles. And it is also given that there is a line which is y is equals to mx plus c, and this line is the common tangent to all the three circles. Means all the three circles have the common tangent, and out of three circles, two circles lie on one side and one circle lies on other side. So firstly, let us see what is circle C1. It has center 0, 0. Since the center is 0, 0 means the center of the circle will be on the origin. Okay, origin of coordinate axis. So firstly, let us make the coordinate axis. Consider this as the coordinate axis. First circle have the center 0, 0. It means that the center of the circle will be the center of the coordinate axis. Okay, it will pass through the origin since center is 0, 0. So consider this as the first circle, which is C1. You can see that its center is the origin, which is 0, 0, right? Now, it is given that there is a line which is common tangent to all the three circles. So let us draw a line here first. This is the line which is y is equal to mx plus c. All right, and this is circle C1. Now, again, it is given that C1 and C3 lies on the same side. Okay, means they lie on the one side. So C3 will also lie on this side. So let this circle be C3. Now, for C3, what is the center? Center is 2, 1 and radius is R. So the center is 2, 1 and the radius. Radius is the distance from center to any point on the circle. This is R. Okay. For circle C1 also the radius is R. Now it is given that C2 lies on the other side of the tangent. Means C2 lies on this side, right? So let this be circle C2. This is C2. What is the center of C2? The center of C2 is 1, 1 and the radius is again R. So the center is 1, 1 and radius is R. What is radius? The distance from center to any point on the circle. You can see that the center of each and every circle is meeting to the tangent, right? Means we can find the value of the radius if we find the distance between the line and the center of each of the circles, right? Because the radius is the distance from center to any point on the circle. If we look here, the tangent is common to all the three circles. So if we want to find the radius here, what we can do is we can find the distance of the line from center of each and every circle, because you can see that the distance of the line from the center is actually the radius here, right? So firstly, we will calculate distance of the line from center of circle C1. So the distance of line, what is the line? Line is y is equals to mx plus c. Distance of this line from the center of the circle C1. From the center of C1, which is 0, 0. So what will be its distance? It is perpendicular distance. You can see that because whenever a tangent is made to a circle, then it makes an angle of 90 degree. Okay, this point makes an angle of 90 degree. It means that this is a perpendicular. So we have to find the perpendicular distance from the line to the center of the circle. So perpendicular distance is always mod of 0 plus c divided by under root of m square plus 1. And this is basically equal to the radius of the circle, right? Because you can see that the distance here from the center to this line is actually the radius. So it is equal to r. Consider it as equation number 1. Similarly, we will calculate the distance of line from center of C3 and from center of C2. So distance of the line y is equals to mx plus c from the center of C2. What is C2? The second circle. So what is the center of C2? It is 1, 1. Again, this is also a perpendicular distance. So it will be mod of m minus 1 plus c divided by under root of m square plus 1. It is also equal to radius, right? Because you can see that the distance from here to the center is radius. So this is also equals to r. Now let it be equation 2. Now we have to find the distance of the line from the center of C3. So distance of line y is equals to mx plus c from center of C3. What is center of C3? It is 2, 1. It is also the perpendicular distance. You can see that this line is a tangent and it is touching here to the circle. So it makes an angle of 90 degrees. So the distance from the center to this line is actually the perpendicular distance. So perpendicular distance will be mod of 2m minus 1 plus c divided by under root of m square plus 1. And this is also the radius for circle C3. Let this be equation 3. You can see this in all the three equations, right hand side is equal, which is r, r and r. It means that left hand side should also be equal. So first, let us equate first equation and second equation. So when we equate first equation and second equation, so by equation 1 and equation 2, if RHS is same, then LHS should also be same. So what is LHS here? 0 plus c will be c upon under root of m square plus 1. So it will be mod of c upon under root of m square plus 1. It is equal to the LHS of second equation, mod of m minus 1 plus c divided by m square plus 1. So this is equals to mod of m minus 1 plus c divided by m square plus 1. You can see that m square plus 1 and m square plus 1 will be cancelled. So what are the remaining terms here? C is equal to m minus 1 plus c. So c minus c will be equal to m minus 1, right? What is c minus c here? It is 0. But since here we have mod, okay? So the relation will be m minus 1 plus c is equal to plus minus c. Okay, here we will have plus minus c. So we cannot take c minus c. All right. So this condition will be m minus 1 plus c is equal to plus minus c because of this mod. Okay. Now let us consider this as equation number 4. All right. Similarly, let us now equate second and third equation. In second and third equation, the right hand side is same. So left hand side will also be equal. So from equation number second and third, what is the left hand side of second equation? We have written here already m minus 1 plus c divided by under root of m square plus 1. Now what is the left hand side of the third equation? It is 2m minus 1 plus c divided by under root of m square plus 1. All right. Again, you can see that here m square plus 1 and m square plus 1 will be cancelled since both are same values, right? So the remaining terms are m minus 1 plus c is equal to 2m minus 1 plus c. Okay. It will be also plus minus due to mod. Okay. So consider it as equation number 5. Now we have two equations. First equation is here, which is equation 4, and second is here, which is equation 5. Both have two different values, positive values and negative values. So if we focus on equation 4, if we take the positive values, so if we take this as plus c, so we have m minus 1 plus c is equal to plus c. So m minus 1 plus c minus c is equal to 0. So m minus 1, c minus c will be cancelled. M minus 1 will be equal to 0. So what will be the value of m? M will be 1. And similarly, when we take negative c, so we have m minus 1 plus c is equal to minus c, right? So m minus 1 plus c is equal to 0, right? This will be the condition when we take negative sign. Okay. So what we get here when we take negative sign, we get m minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. All right. This is the condition when we have taken negative sign. And this is the condition when we have taken positive sign. Now similarly, for equation 5, let us take both the negative and positive sign. So when we take positive sign, it will be m minus 1 plus c is equal to 2m minus 1 plus c. So we have m minus 1 plus c is equal to 2m minus 1 plus c. Now we have to take all the terms on one side, right? So it will be 2m minus 1 plus c minus m plus 1 minus c. C and minus c will be cancelled. Plus 1 and minus 1 will be cancelled. 2m minus m is m. So m will be equal to 0, right? So from here, the value of m is 0 when we have taken the positive sign. Okay, now let us take the negative sign here. If we take negative sign here, we get m minus 1 plus c is equal to minus of 2m minus 1 plus c. So it will be m minus 1 plus c is equal to minus 2m minus minus plus 1 minus plus minus c. Okay. So now let us take all the terms on one side. So it will be m minus 1 plus c plus 2m minus 1 plus c is equal to 0. Whenever we take any term from left hand side to right hand side or right hand side to left hand side, then its sign is changed. All right. That is why here there is plus 2m minus 1 and plus c. So m plus 2m is 3m. Minus 1 is minus 2 and c plus c is 2c, right? So this is equal to 0. So this is the condition when we have taken the negative sign. Now let us focus on both the conditions. See here when we have taken positive sign, the value of m is 1. And here when we have taken positive sign, the value of m is 0. Okay, means at positive sign, we are getting two different values of m, but it is not acceptable. M will have only a single value, right? And when we take negative sign, we have two different equations here. Okay. So from these equations, we can easily find the value of m and c. Okay. But taking positive sign is not valid because it is giving two different values of m. That is not acceptable. So let us write both these equations which we have found after putting the negative sign. What is the first equation? M minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. So m minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. And another equation is 3m minus 2 plus 2c is equal to 0. Okay. Now let us mark it as equation number 5 and let us mark it as equation number 6. Okay. We have to find the value of m and c here. So let us do one thing. Let us subtract equation 5 from 6. So equation 6 minus equation 5. So we have 3m minus 2 plus 2c, which is the left hand side of equation 6, minus m minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. Okay, this is the value of left hand side of equation number 5. So we have 3m minus 2 plus 2c minus m plus 1 and minus 2c. So here plus 2c and minus 2c will be cancelled. 3m minus m is 2m. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So 2m minus 1 is equal to 0. So 2m will be equal to plus 1 and m will be equals to 1 by 2. You can see that we have a value of m which is 1 by 2. Now let us put this value of m in equation number 5. What is equation number 5? M minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. If we put the value of m here, we will get the value of c, right? What is m? M is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 minus 1 plus 2c is equal to 0. Okay. So 2c will be equals to 1 minus 1 by 2, right? When this both values will go to the right hand side, then the signs will be changed. So 2c is equal to 2 minus 1 by 2. After taking the LCMs, 2c is equal to 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 by 2. Okay. Then c will be equals to 1 by 2 into 2. This 2 is in multiplication, so it will go to the divide. So c is equal to 1 by 4. Now you can see that we have both the values. We have the value for m and we have the value for c. What is m? M is 1 by 2 and c is 1 by 4. What we have to do is we have to find the radius of all the circles, right? Because in the starting we have used the formula to find the distance from the center to this line. Means we have used the formula to find the perpendicular distance of line from the center, right? So what is the distance? It is actually r. Means we have to actually find the value of r. All right. And in the question also you can see that we need to find 20 into r square plus c. So it is so important to find the value of r, right? And what is r? It is the radius or distance of center. Okay. Distance of the line from the center. Okay. So let us do one thing. In equation number 1, let us put the value of c and m. What is equation number 1? Let us write it again. So equation number 1 is c upon under root of m square plus 1 is equals to R. We have the value of C and M. Okay. So let us put both the values here. So we have C. What is C? 1 by 4. Divided by under root of M square. M is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 square plus 1 is equals to R. Now when we further solve it, it will be 1 by 4 divided by 1 by 2 square is 1 by 4 plus 1 is equals to R. So we have 1 by 4 divided by, when we take the LCM, LCM will be 4 here. So 1 plus 4. This is equals to R, right? So it will be equals to 1 by 4 divided by under root of 1 plus 4 is 5 by 4. It is equal to R. We know that root 4 is 2. So it becomes 1 by 4 divided by root 5 by 2. This is equal to R. Now this value will be equal to 1 by 4 into 2 by root 5. And this is equals to R. 2 ones are 2 and 2 twos are 4. So the value of R is 1 upon 2 into root 5. So 1 upon 2 root 5. This is the value of the radius, right? Now at last we have to find the value for the expression, which is 20 into R square plus C. Okay, we have the value of C. We have just found it. What is C? C is 1 by 4 and R is 1 by 2 root 5. So C is 1 by 4 and R is 1 by 2 root 5. Let us put both these values in this expression. 20 into R square. What is R? 1 upon 2 root 5. R square means its square plus C. What is C? 1 by 4, right? So 20 into, now 1 by. The square of 2 root 5 means 2 root 5 into 2 root 5. 2 into 2 is 4 and root 5 into root 5 is 5. So 4 into 5 is 20, right? So it will be 1 by 20 plus 1 by 4. Now again we have to take the LCM. LCM will be 20. So we have 1 plus 5. So it will be equal to 20 into 6 by 20. This 20 and 20 will be cancelled. So what is remaining here? 6. So the value of 20 into R square plus C is 6. So for this question, the correct answer is 6. I hope you are clear with this question. And the correct option here is option D, which is 6. It was a little bit lengthy question, but the main thing is you have to understand the basic diagram related to this question. Okay. And the most important thing is that all the three circles are having the same tangent. Okay. Common tangent, and two circles lie on one side and one circle lie on another side. And the line is tangent here. The line is y is equal to mx plus c. And we have to find the distance of this line from the center of each and every circle. Okay. After calculating all the values, you will easily get the values for the terms here. So for this question, the correct answer is option B. Next question is, let the eccentricity of the ellipse x square plus a square into y square is equal to 25a square be b times the eccentricity of the hyperbola x square minus a square into y square is equal to 5, where a is the minimum distance between the curves, y is equal to e power x and y is equals to log base ex. Then a square plus 1 by b square is equal to. In this question, two equations are given. First is the equation of ellipse and second is the equation of hyperbola. So firstly, let us understand what is the standard equation for an ellipse. The standard equation of ellipse is x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. Now, standard equation of hyperbola is x square upon a square minus y square upon b square is equal to 1. Now, what is the equation here for ellipse? The equation is x square plus a square into y square is equal to 25a square. So let us write this equation. X square plus a square y square is equal to 25a square. But the standard equation is in the form of x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. So let us do one thing. Let us transform this equation into standard form. So let us take this 25a square on the left hand side. Since it is in multiplication here, so it will be divided when it will come to the left hand side. So x square upon 25a square plus a square y square upon 25a square is equal to 1. When we take this term on the left hand side, then this equation is formed. Now this a square and a square will be cancelled, right? So we have x square upon 25a square plus y square upon 25 is equal to 1. Now this equation is in the standard equation, or this equation is in the standard form. Okay. Here, if we compare this equation with the standard equation of ellipse, then we get the value of a square. Okay. What is a square? A square here is 25 a square. And what is the value of b square? B square is 25. Now, similarly, what is the equation of hyperbola that is given in the question? X square minus a square into y square is equal to 5. So let us write this equation. X square minus a square into y square is equal to 5. This is also not in the standard form. Okay, what is the standard form for the equation of hyperbola? It is x square upon a square minus y square upon b square is equal to 1. So let us do one thing. Let us transform this equation also into the standard form. So let us take this 5 on the left hand side. So it will be x square by 5 minus a square into y square by 5 is equal to 1. Right? Now, we want first term to be x square upon a square. You can see that the first term is x square upon a square, but the second term here have a square. Okay. So let us write it as x square upon 5 minus y square upon 5 upon a square, right? Both these terms are equal because if we have this form, then obviously a square goes to the numerator. So let us write it in this way, just to make it in the form of y square upon b square. Now you can see that this is in the standard form. Now, if we compare this with the standard form of hyperbola, we get the values of a square and b square. What is a square? A square is present in the denominator. Okay. X square upon a square. The first term is in the form of x square upon a square. So here a square is equal to 5. And what is b square? B square is present here. Minus y square upon b square. Okay. So minus y square upon 5 by a square. So here the value of b square is 5 by a square. Okay. Now we have the values for a square and b square for both the given ellipse and hyperbola. Okay. It is given that the eccentricity of ellipse is b times the eccentricity of hyperbola. So let us calculate the eccentricity. What is the basic formula to calculate the eccentricity of an ellipse? The eccentricity of ellipse is denoted by E. But now, since we have to find two eccentricities here, so let it be even. Basic formula is eccentricity is equal to 1 minus b square upon a square. Okay, this is the formula for eccentricity of ellipse. So for ellipse, what is the value of a square and b square? A square is 25 a square and b square is 25. So let us substitute here. So 1 minus b square is 25 divided by a square. A square is 25 a square, right? So when we further solve it, it will be under root of 1 minus this 25 and 25 will be cancelled. So we have 1 upon a square remaining. Okay. This is the value of E1. Okay. Now let us do one thing. To remove this under root, let us square on both the sides. So when we square on both the sides, we have E1 square is equal to 1 minus 1 upon a square. Similarly, let us calculate the eccentricity for hyperbola. Do you know what is the basic formula to calculate the eccentricity for a hyperbola? Eccentricity of hyperbola is basically calculated as under root of 1 plus b square upon a square. And let eccentricity of hyperbola be E2. We have the values for b square and a square for the hyperbola. What is the value? A square is 5 and b square is 5 upon a square. So let us substitute it. It will be under root of 1 plus b square. B square is 5 upon a square divided by a square. A square is 5, right? So now let us solve it. It will be under root of 1 plus 5 upon 5a square, right? This 5 will be multiplied here. Now taking the LCM, it is under root of 5a square. LCM is 5a square. So we have 5a square plus 5. All right. So here again, if we take the LCM, then we can separate the values. 5a square upon 5a square plus 5 upon 5a square. All right. So this is equal to 1 and this 5 and 5 will be cancelled. Okay. So we get under root of 1 plus 1 upon a square. This is the value of E2. Now to remove this under root again, let us square both the sides. So E2 square will be equal to 1 plus 1 upon a square. Okay, this is the eccentricity for hyperbola. Now a condition is given in the question that eccentricity of ellipse is b times the eccentricity of hyperbola. So what is the eccentricity of ellipse? It is E1 square is equal to 1 minus 1 upon a square. Okay. But what is the eccentricity? Eccentricity is actually E1. E1 will be b times the eccentricity of hyperbola. So what is the eccentricity of hyperbola? It is E2. So this is the condition that is formed on the basis of the given statement in the question. Now if E1 is equal to b into E2, so if we square these terms, then E1 square will be equal to b square into E2 square, right? Why we have squared here? Because we have the values of E1 square and E2 square. So what is the value of E1 square? It is 1 minus 1 upon a square. So let us put it 1 minus 1 upon a square is equal to b square into E2 square. E2 square is 1 plus 1 upon a square, right? So from here we can find the value of b square, okay? But first let us take the LCM on both the sides, okay? So if we take the LCM on left hand side, LCM will be a square and the numerator will be a square minus 1 is equal to b square into, again taking the LCM, LCM will be a square. So it will be a square plus 1, right? This a square and a square will be cancelled. So we have a square minus 1 is equal to b square into a square plus 1. So b square will be equal to a square minus 1 upon a square plus 1. Okay. Since this value is in multiplication, so when it will go to the other side, it will be in divide. So we have b square is equal to a square minus 1 upon a square plus 1. Okay. This is the value that we have formed by using all the conditions that are given in the question. Okay. Now let us understand the question more. It is given that there are two curves, y is equal to e power x and y is equal to log base ex. Okay. What is the first curve? Y is equal to e power x. So if we put x is equal to 0, then what will be the value of y? Let us put it. Y will be equal to e power 0. We know that in exponents, anything raised to 0 is always equals to 1. So y will be equals to 1. So we have one coordinate, x is equal to 0, then y is equal to 1. Now, if we talk about the second curve, what is the second curve? Y is equal to log base ex, right? Y is equals to log base ex. Here in this curve, if we put x is equal to 1, then what will be the value of y? Let us put it. Y will be equal to log base e1. Okay. And what is log base e? It is 0. So y will be equal to 0. So we have another coordinate which is x is equal to 1, then y is equal to 0. It means that the curve y is equal to e power x is made at the point 0, 1 on the coordinate axis. And the curve y is equal to log base ex is made at the point 1, 0. So let us make the diagram now. Let us consider the coordinate axis here, right? We know that the first curve is y is equal to e power x. Okay. For y is equal to e power x, we have the coordinates 0, 1. It is made at 0, 1. Means x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 1. So y will be 1 here, right? So first curve is made on this point. Okay. So let us make a curve here. This is the curve for y is equal to e power x. Another curve is made on the coordinate 1, 0. See, we have already found the coordinate. For y is equals to log base ex, we have 1, 0. Means x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 0, right? So x will be 1 somewhere here. So another curve is made here, right? So let us make a curve here. So another curve will be made in this way, okay? This is the curve for y is equal to log base ex. Okay. Now let us do one thing. Let us draw the tangents to both the curves. Okay. So if we draw the tangents, then it will be somehow this way. And if we draw the tangent to this curve, then it will be somehow this way, right? Now let us do one thing. Let us make a line that is passing through origin. We know that the line that passes through origin is y is equal to x, because when y is equal to x, both the points are 0 and 0. That is why the line passes through the origin. So let us make a line that passes through the origin. We know that this line is y is equal to x. This is the origin and this point is 0, comma 0, right? I hope now the diagram is clear to you. Now, it is also given that the distance between both these curves is A. A is the minimum distance between both these curves. Okay. So what is the distance between this curve? This is the distance between these curves, which is A. All right. We have to find the value here for A square plus 1 upon B square. But for that, we first need what the value of A square, and then we can find 1 upon B square. All right. So here you have to understand some points. The diagram is very simple. You can see that the curve y is equal to log base ex is actually the inverse of the curve y is equal to e power x. Both curves are the inverse of each other. It is like a mirror image of each other with respect to this line, which is y is equal to x, right? So therefore we can say that slope of both this curve will be its differentiation. Okay, so let us first differentiate both the values. What is first curve? Y is equal to e power x. Okay, so the slope of tangent to this curve, slope of tangent will be dy by dx is equal to d by dx of e power x. What is d by dx of e power x? It is e power x. So we have dy by dx is equal to e power x. Now what is second curve? Second curve is y is equal to log base e power x. Okay. Since both the curves are mirror image of each other, then slope of the tangent to this curve will be equal to the differentiation. So slope of the tangent for this curve, which is y is equal to log base ex, we have dy by dx is equals to, when we differentiate right hand side, we know that d by dx of log x is always 1 by x. So we have dy by dx is equal to 1 by x. Now we have to notice one more thing, that here in this given diagram, both the tangents, see this is tangent 1 for the first curve, this is tangent second for the second curve. Both the tangents are parallel to the line y is equal to x, right? And if both the tangents are parallel to the line, then for minimum distance condition, the slope of the line will be equal to slope of both the tangents. Okay. So what is slope of both the tangents? Slope of first tangent is dy by dx is equal to e power x, and slope of second tangent is dy by dx is equal to 1 by x. So both these slopes will be equal to slope of the line. Okay. So let us do one thing. We have 2 points, right? 0, 1 and 1, 0. It means that the tangent at 0, 1 point of y is equal to e power x curve and tangent at 1, 0 point of y is equal to log base e power x curve are parallel. Okay, we have already the coordinates here. So we can find the distance here, which is the minimum distance. We have to find the minimum distance between both these points. Okay, between this point and this point. Okay, what are the points? The points are 0, 1 and 1, 0. We have to find this distance, which is equal to A. So do you know how we find the distance between 2 points? To find the distance between 2 points, we have to use the distance formula. And what is the distance formula? It is under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. Now, what are the 2 points? The first point is 0, 1 and the second point is 1, 0. So consider it as x1, y1 and consider it as x2, y2. All right. So if we use the distance formula here, we will have under root of x2 minus x1. What is x2? 1 minus x1. x1 is 0 square plus y2 minus y1. 0 minus y1 is 1 square. So we have under root of 1 minus 0 is 1. So 1 square plus 0 minus 1 is minus 1. So minus 1 square. So it will be under root of 1 square is 1 and minus 1 square is also 1 because minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. So under root of 1 plus 1 is under root of 2. Now what is the distance between the 2 points? It is given in the question that distance between the 2 points is A. So A is equal to root 2, right? Now we have the value of A. We can easily find the value of B square. How we can find? Because we have already found this relation of B square with A square. What is the relation? B square is equal to A square minus 1 upon A square plus 1. So B square is equal to A square minus 1 upon A square plus 1. Okay. If A is root 2, then A square will be root 2 square. What is root 2 square? It is 2. So A square is 2. Now let us substitute the values. B square will be A square. What is A square? 2 minus 1 divided by A square plus 1. A square is 2 plus 1. So it will be 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So B square is equal to 1 by 3, right? We have to find the value for A square plus 1 upon B square. What is A square? A square is 2. So 2 plus 1 upon B square. What is B square? 1 by 3. So this will be equals to 2 plus 1 upon 1 by 3, right? So when we add both these values, it will be equals to 5. So for this question, the correct answer is 5. I hope you are clear with this question. Now let us look at the options. The option that have 5 is option D. So the correct option is D here. Next question is the distance of the point 3, 2, minus 1 from the plane 3x minus y plus 4z plus 1 is equal to 0 along the line 3 minus x by 2 is equal to y minus 2 by 2 is equals to z plus 1 by 1 is equal to. Firstly, let us understand the diagram related to this question. You can see that a plane is given here whose equation is 3x minus y plus 4z plus 1 is equal to 0. So let us first make a plane. Let this be a required plane. The equation of the plane is 3x minus y plus 4z plus 1 is equal to 0. It is also given that we have to find the distance of a point which is 3, 2, minus 1 from the plane along with the line. It means that this point lies outside the plane. What is the point? 3, 2 and minus 1. We have to find the distance of this point from a point inside the plane. So let us consider a point inside the plane. We have to find the distance between these 2 points. So let us name the points. Let this point be P and let this point be Q. So how do we find the distance between 2 points? In order to find the distance between 2 points whose coordinates are 3, you can see that we have 3 coordinates of P. So Q will also have 3 coordinates. We have to use the distance formula here. Do you know what is the distance formula? It is under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square plus z2 minus z1 square. This is the distance formula when we have 3 different coordinates x, y and z. So we have to use this formula. But you can see that we have the coordinates of P, but we do not have the coordinates of Q. So firstly, we need to find the coordinates of Q, then only we can calculate the distance PQ, right? So firstly, let us focus on the question. It is given that the distance of this point from the plane is along with the line. Along with the line means line PQ is parallel to the given line. What is the given line? 3 minus x upon 2 is equal to y minus 2 upon 2 is equal to z plus 1 upon 1. Since PQ is parallel to the given line, then direction ratio of PQ will be equal to direction ratio of line. Okay. Now, how to find the direction ratio? Firstly, let us do one thing. Let us take minus common from the first term. So it will be x minus 3 divided by minus 2 is equal to y minus 2 divided by 2 is equal to z plus 1 divided by 1. Now, what are the direction ratios? Direction ratios are minus 2, 2 and 1. Therefore, direction ratios of PQ is equal to direction ratios of the line. What are the direction ratios of the line? Minus 2, 2 and 1. So direction ratios of PQ is also minus 2, 2 and 1. All right. Now, let this equation of line be equal to a constant which is lambda. So in this case, all these 3 terms are equal to lambda. So let us separately equate all the terms. When we equate the first term, which is x minus 3 upon minus 2 is equal to lambda, then we get a coordinate of x, right? So let us cross multiply now. It will be x minus 3 is equal to minus 2 lambda, right? So x will be equal to minus 2 lambda plus 3. So we have a coordinate for x. Similarly, when we equate the second term, what is second term? Y minus 2 upon 2 is equal to lambda. Then we get the coordinate for y. So y minus 2 will be equal to 2 lambda on cross multiplying. So y will be equals to 2 lambda plus 2. Similarly, equating the last term, which is z plus 1 upon 1 is equal to lambda. So on cross multiplying, z plus 1 will be equals to lambda and z will be equals to lambda minus 1. So we have the coordinates of x, y and z. What are the coordinates? Minus 2 lambda plus 3, 2 lambda plus 2 and lambda minus 1. In the equation of the plane is given. What is the equation of the plane? It is 3x minus y plus 4z plus 1 is equal to 0. So the equation of plane is 3x minus y plus 4z plus 1 is equal to 0. Since this point Q lies inside the plane, it means that it should satisfy the equation of the plane, right? What is point Q? Point Q is this, x, y, and z. So it should satisfy the given equation of plane. It means that when we put the value of x, y, and z in this plane, then the equation should be satisfied. Just because the point lies inside the plane. So putting the values here, 3x means 3 into minus 2 lambda plus 3 minus y. The value of y is 2 lambda plus 2 plus 4z. 4 into z. Z is lambda minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have to multiply. 3 into minus 2 lambda is minus 6 lambda. 3 into 3 is 9 minus 2 lambda minus 2. When we open this brackets, it will be minus 2 lambda minus 2 plus 4 into lambda is 4 lambda. Then 4 into minus 1 is minus 4 and plus 1 is equal to 0. Now minus 6 lambda minus 2 lambda is minus 8 lambda. Minus 8 lambda plus 4 lambda is minus 4 lambda. 9 minus 2 is 7. 7 minus 4 is 3. And 3 plus 1 is 4. So we have minus 4 lambda plus 4 is equal to 0. So minus 4 lambda will be equal to minus 4. Minus and minus will be cancelled. Lambda will be equals to 4 by 4. So we have the value of lambda is equal to 1. Now since we have the value of lambda, then we can calculate the actual value of the coordinates by putting the value here. What is lambda? Lambda is 1. What are the coordinates of x? X is minus 2 lambda plus 3. So it will be minus 2 into 1 plus 3, which is minus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 1, right? Similarly, y. What is y? It is 2 lambda plus 2. So 2 into 1 plus 2. So it is 2 plus 2, which gives 4. And now z. Z is lambda minus 1. What is lambda? 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have the coordinates x comma y comma z 1 comma 4 comma 0. This is the coordinate of point Q. So let us write it. Point Q have the coordinates 1 comma 4 comma 0. Now we have the coordinates of Q, so we can easily find the distance of PQ, right? So let us find the distance of PQ. We have to use the formula, which is under root of x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square plus z2 minus z1 square. So firstly, let us write the coordinates of P and the coordinates of Q. What are the coordinates of Q? 1, 4 and 0. What are the coordinates of P? It is given in the question. 3, 2 and minus 1. So the coordinates of P is 3, 2 and minus 1. Now, in order to find the distance, we have to let the values. So let this be equals to x1, y1 and z1, and let this be equals to x2, y2 and z2. Now we have to substitute these values in the formula. So it will be under root of x2 minus x1. What is x2? 3 minus x1. x1 is 1 square plus y2 minus y1. y2 is 2, y1 is 4 square plus z2 minus z1. What is z2? Minus 1 minus z1. z1 is 0 square. So this will be 3 minus 1 square, 2 square plus 2 minus 4 square, minus 2 square plus minus 1 minus 0 is minus 1 square. So it will be under root of 2 square is 4, minus 2 square is also 4 and minus 1 square is 1. So 4 plus 1 is under root of 9. And what is root 9? It is equal to 3. So we have the distance of the point P from the point Q. Okay. So the distance PQ is 3. So for this question, the correct answer is 3 and hence the correct option is option C here. The main formula that we have used here is the distance formula. Next question is, if a random variable x follows the binomial distribution b5 comma p such that p of x is equal to 0 is equal to p of x is equal to 1, then p of x is equal to 2 divided by p of x is equal to 3 is equal to. This is a very interesting question that comes from binomial distribution. We have to use a basic formula here. Firstly, let us write the values that are given in the question. It is given that n is equals to 5 and it is also given that p of x is equal to 0 is equal to p of x is equal to 1. Now, let us understand what is the basic formula that we have to use for this question. The formula is p of x is equal to r is equal to ncr into p power r into q power n minus r. You can see that these terms are in the form of p of x is equal to r. So by using this formula, we can find the value of p of x is equal to 0. Here r is 0. So it will be nc0 into p power r means p power 0 into q power n minus r means n minus 0. So it will be n, right? Now what is the value of n? N is 5. It is already given in the question. So it will be 5c0 into p power 0 into q power 5. Similarly, we can find p of x is equal to 1. P of x is equal to 1 means r is 1. So it will be nc1 into p power 1 into q power n minus r means 5 minus 1. So it will be 5c1 into p power 1 into q power 4. Since both these values are equal, it means that 5c0 into p power 0 into q power 5 is equal to 5c1 into p power 1 into q power 4, right? Now what is 5c0? It is 1. We have to solve this by NCR. What is NCR? It is n factorial upon r factorial into n minus r factorial. So 5 factorial divided by 0 factorial upon 5 minus 0 factorial. So 5 factorial upon 5 factorial will be equal to 1. So 5c0 is 1. Now p power 0, we know that in exponents, if anything raised to 0, then it is always equals to 1. So it will be 1. So 1 into 1 multiplied by q power 5 is equals to 5c1. Now 5c1 will be 5 factorial divided by 1 factorial into 5 minus 1 factorial, which is 4 factorial. So it will be 5 into 4 factorial divided by 4 factorial. So it's basically equal to 5. So 5 into p power 1 is p into q power 4. Now we know that there is a relation between p and q. What is the relation? The relation is p plus q is equal to 1. So from here we can get the value of q. Q will be equal to 1 minus p. Let us substitute this value of q here. So we have 1 into 1 is 1. 1 into q power 5. What is q? 1 minus p power 5 is equal to 5 into p into q power 4. Again, what is q? It is 1 minus p. So 1 minus p power 4. So from here we have a relation which is 1 minus p power 5 is equal to 5p into 1 minus p power 4. So from here 1 minus p power 4 will be cancelled. So we have 1 minus p is equal to 5p, right? So 1 will be equal to 5p plus p. So 1 will be equal to 6p. So the value of p will be 1 by 6. Since we have the value of P, we can find Q. What is Q? Q is 1 minus P. So Q will be equal to 1 minus P. What is P? 1 by 6. So by taking the LCM, it will be 6, then 6 minus 1. So Q will be 5 by 6. Now we have both the values, P and Q. So we can easily find P of x is equal to 2 divided by P of x is equal to 3, which is actually the value that we have to calculate for this equation, right? So P of x is equal to 2 divided by P of x is equal to 3. We have to use the same formula. What is the formula? P of x is equal to R is equal to NCR into P power R into Q power N minus R. What is N? N is 5 here. So for P of x is equal to 2, R is 2. So it will be 5C2 multiplied by P power R means P square multiplied by Q power N minus R. What is N? 5. What is R? 2. So 5 minus 2 is 3 divided by P of x is equal to 3. Now R is 3 and N is 5. So it will be 5C3 multiplied by P power 3 because R is 3. So P power R is P power 3 into Q power N minus R. 5 minus 3 is 2. All right. So here Q square will be cancelled and here P square will be cancelled. So we have 5C2 upon 5C3 multiplied by Q by P. Now what is 5C2 and 5C3? Let us calculate. 5C2 will be 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 5 minus 2 factorial, which is 3 factorial. So it will be 5 into 4 into 3 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 3 factorial. So 3 factorial and 3 factorial will be cancelled. So we have 5 into 4 by 2 into 1. Again 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. So it will be 10. So 5C2 is 10. Now talking about 5C3. Let us calculate 5C3. 5C3 means 5 factorial divided by 5 minus 3 factorial into 3 factorial. It is same as this expression. It means that its value will be also 10, right? So it will be 10 multiplied by Q by P. Now we have to put the value of Q and P. See, 10 and 10 will be cancelled. So the remaining term is Q by P. What is Q? The value of Q is 5 by 6 and the value of P is 1 by 6. So 5 by 6 divided by 1 by 6. So it will be equals to 5 by 6 into 6 by 1. 6 and 6 will be cancelled. So we have 5. This is the value of the given expression. So for this question, the correct answer is option D, that is 5. The main formula that you have to remember is the formula for P of x is equal to R. If you know this formula, you can easily solve this question. Next question is, let alpha is equal to tan of 5 pi by 16 into sine into 2 cos inverse 1 by root 5 and beta is equal to cos into sine inverse 4 by 5 plus sec inverse 5 by 3, where the inverse trigonometric functions take the principal values. Then the equation whose roots are alpha and beta is. Basically, we have to find the equation whose roots are alpha and beta. So to get the equation, we need the values of alpha and beta. And here you can see that alpha and beta are given in the terms of trigonometric functions. So first, let us simplify the values of alpha and beta. What is alpha? Alpha is tan of 5 pi by 16 into sine of 2 cos inverse 1 upon root 5. Here you can see that we have a trigonometric function which is sine and another trigonometric function which is cos inverse. So let us do one thing. Let us transform this cos inverse into sine inverse. Now how we can transform it? We know that cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. So what is the value here? 1 upon root 5. So base is 1 and hypotenuse is root 5. Consider a right angle triangle. Base is 1 and hypotenuse is root 5. So by using the Pythagoras theorem, which is h square is equal to p square plus b square, we can find the value of perpendicular, right? What is h? H is the hypotenuse, p is the perpendicular and b is the base. So p square will be h square minus b square and p will be under root of h square minus b square. Here What is the value of hypotenuse? Root 5, and value of base is 1. So B will be equal to h square. What is h square? Root 5 square minus b square. B is base. So 1 square. So P will be equal to what? Root 5 square is 5 minus 1, which is root 4. Root 4 is equal to 2. So the perpendicular is 2. Now we can find sine theta. What is sine theta? Sine theta is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. What is perpendicular? 2. What is hypotenuse? Root 5. So the value of sine theta is 2 by root 5. So we can write cos inverse 1 by root 5 as sine inverse 2 by root 5. We have transformed this cos inverse into sine inverse. So we will have alpha is equal to tan of 5 pi by 16 into sine of 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5, right? Now you can see that this expression is in the form of 2 sine inverse x. So here we have to use a formula, and the formula is for 2 sine inverse x. Do you know what is the formula for 2 sine inverse x? It is sine inverse 2x into under root of 1 minus x square. So first let us simplify this value, which is 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5. We have 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5, right? Here the value of x is 2 by root 5. So it will be equals to sine inverse 2x, means 2 into x. So 2 into 2 by root 5 into under root of 1 minus x square. What is x? 2 by root 5. So 2 by root 5 square. Let us simplify this value. So it will be equals to sine inverse of 2 into 2 by root 5 is 4 by root 5 into under root of 1 minus 2 by root 5 square. 2 square is 4 and root 5 square is 5. So it will be equals to sine inverse of 4 by root 5 into under root of 1 minus 4 by 5. When we take the LCM, LCM is 5 and the numerator will be 5 minus 4. So we have sine inverse of 4 by root 5 into root 1 by 5, right? So root 1 is 1, 1 by root 5. I hope this step is clear to you. Here, this under root of 5 minus 4 upon 5. This is equal to under root of 1 by 5. So root 1 is equal to 1. So we have 1 by root 5, right? So this is equal to sine inverse of 4 into 1 is 4. Root 5 into root 5 is 5, right? So the value of 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5 is sine inverse 4 by 5. So let us substitute it. We have the expression alpha is equal to tan of 5 pi by 16 into sine of 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5. What is the value of 2 sine inverse 2 by root 5? It is sine inverse 4 by 5, right? So this sine and sine inverse will be cancelled. So we have alpha is equal to tan of 5 pi by 16 into 4 by 5. See again, this 5 pi by 16 is given just to confuse you, right? Because this 5 and 5 will be cancelled and 4 and 16 will be cancelled. So the remaining term is alpha is equal to tan of pi by 4. Now what is 10 pi by 4? We know that 10 pi by 4 is equal to 1. So the value of alpha is 1. You can see that we have simplified the trigonometric expression and then we found the value of alpha, which is 1. Similarly, let us find the value of beta. So the expression of beta is given here, right? So let us write this expression first. Beta is equals to cos into sine inverse of 4 by 5 plus sec inverse of 5 by 3. So we have beta is equal to cos of sine inverse 4 by 5 plus sec inverse 5 by 3. All right, here you can see that one trigonometric function, which is the inverse trigonometric function, is sine inverse and another is sec inverse, and outside there is cos. So let us do one thing. Let us transform the inverse trigonometric function that are present inside the bracket into the form of cos. All right. So firstly, sine inverse 4 by 5. We know that Sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So here we have 4 by 5. So perpendicular is 4 and hypotenuse is 5. So let us consider a right angle triangle. Perpendicular is 4 and hypotenuse is 5. So by using the Pythagoras theorem, which is h square is equal to p square plus b square, we can calculate the value of base. B square will be equal to h square minus p square. So b will be equal to under root of h square minus p square. Now what is h? H is the hypotenuse. So b will be equals to under root of 5 square. You can see that hypotenuse is 5. So 5 square minus p square. P is the perpendicular, 4 square. So it will be equals to 5 square is 25 minus 4 square is 16. So it is equal to root 9, right? Now what is root 9? It is 3. So we have the value of base, which is 3. Now we can find cos theta. What is cos theta? It is base upon hypotenuse. What is base? 3. Hypotenuse is 5, right? We know that cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. So here cos theta will be equal to 3 by 5. So in the place of sine inverse 4 by 5, we can write cos inverse 3 by 5, right? So beta will be equal to cos of cos inverse 3 by 5. You can see that we have transformed sine inverse to cos inverse. Then we have sec inverse. We know that there is an identity that sec inverse x is equal to 1 upon cos inverse x. It means that if we want to transform sec inverse x into cos inverse x, then we have to reciprocal the values. So it will be cos inverse of 3 by 5, right? Now you can see that the whole expression is in the form of cos. Cos inverse 3 by 5 plus cos inverse 3 by 5. It is 2 cos inverse 3 by 5. So we have beta is equal to cos of 2 cos inverse 3 by 5. Again, we have to use a formula here, and the formula will be for 2 cos inverse x. Because you can see that this value here is in the form of 2 cos inverse x. So do you know what is the formula for 2 cos inverse x? 2 cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse of 2x square minus 1. We have to use this formula here, right? So let us use it. Let us solve this part. 2 cos inverse 3 by 5. So what is the value of x here? X is 3 by 5. So it will be equal to cos inverse of 2 into x square. What is x? 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 square minus 1, right? So it will be cos inverse of 2 into 3 square is 9 and 5 square is 25 minus 1. So it will be cos inverse of 2 into 9 is 18. 18 by 25 minus 1, right? So when we take the LCM, it will be cos inverse of, the LCM is 25 and 18 minus 25. So it will be cos inverse of 18 minus 25 is minus 7 divided by 25. So the value of 2 cos inverse 3 by 5 is cos inverse minus 7 by 25. So let us substitute this value. So beta is what? Cos of 2 cos inverse 3 by 5. What is the value of 2 cos inverse 3 by 5? It is cos inverse minus 7 by 25. We have calculated it, right? Now this cos and cos inverse will be cancelled. So we have beta is equal to minus 7 by 25, right? You can see that how easily we have transformed both the expressions, and now we have the value of alpha and beta, right? What is the value of alpha? The value of alpha is 1 and the value of beta is minus 7 by 25. Now we have to find the equation, which is the quadratic equation. Since it is given that we have to find the equation whose roots are alpha and beta. So it implies that it is a quadratic equation. Firstly, we should know what is the standard form to write a quadratic equation with the roots alpha and beta. So the quadratic equation with two roots alpha and beta is in the form of x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. Here alpha plus beta is the sum of the roots. and alpha into beta is the product of the roots, right? So let us substitute the value of alpha and beta here. We have x square minus alpha is 1 plus beta. Beta is minus 7 by 25. So it will be minus 7 by 25 into x plus alpha into beta means 1 into beta minus 7 by 25. This is equal to 0, right? So it will be x square minus. Now when we take the LCM, LCM is 25. 25 minus 7 into x plus minus will be minus. Minus 7 by 25 is equal to 0, right? So when we take the LCM in the whole equation, here you can see that we have denominator 1. So it will be 25x square minus 25 minus 7 into x minus 7 divided by 25 is equal to 0, right? So 25x square minus 25 minus 7 is 18 and 18 into x is 18x minus 7 is equal to, this 25 will go to the right hand side. So 0 into 25 is 0. So this is the required quadratic equation which have the roots alpha and beta, right? So for this question, this is the correct equation. Now let us have a look towards the options. The correct equation is 25x square minus 18x minus 7 is equal to 0. So the correct option is option C here. I hope you are clear with this question. Next question is the conditional statement P and Q implies negation of P or negation of P or R implies P and Q is. See, this is a statement that consists of implies sign. Okay. So whenever we have the statement that consists of implies sign, then we have to use a basic concept. Let us understand the concept first. The concept that we have to use here is if A implies B, then it is always equals to negation of A or B. You can see that this statement is divided into two parts. Okay. The first part is P and Q implies negation of P or R. So this part is A implies B. Again, this part is A implies B. So the concept that we have to use here is if A implies B, then negation of A or B. Means if A implies B, then it is always equals to negation of A or B. Now coming to the solution of this question, we have to identify whether this conditional statement is a tautology, a contradiction, equivalent to P and Q, or equivalent to negation of P or R. Okay. So let us do one thing. Let us first solve this part of the statement. What is this part? It is P and Q implies negation of P or R. Okay. It is in the same form of A implies B. This is A and this is B. So it will be equal to negation of A. What is A? A is P and Q. So its negation will be negation of P or negation of Q. Okay. Since there is negation, so this and will be changed to or. This is A or B. So or, what is B? B is this term, right? So let us write it as it is. So B will be negation of P or R, right? Now you can see that here negation of P is common in both the cases. Okay. Negation of P is here with negation of Q and here negation of P is with R, right? So we can take negation of P common, right? Then we have or sign. So or, then what are the remaining terms? Negation of Q and R. So basically they are in union. So we write R or negation of Q. So this is the value of the first part. Now let us solve the second part. Second part is this part. What is the second part? It is negation of P or R implies P and Q. Okay. This is the second part, right? Again, it is in the form of if A implies B. This value is A and this value is B. So it is equal to negation of A or B. So what is A? A is this value. Let us find its negation. So firstly, negation of negation P. See, negation of negation P will be equals to P. Negation and negation will be cancelled. So we have P. Okay. Now this or will be changed to and because there is a negation sign, right? Then R. What is negation of R? It is written at this way, right? Now, next term is or. So or B. What is the value of B now? It is P and Q. So let us write it as it is P and Q. Again, you can see that here P is common in both the terms, right? So let us take P common. Okay. Now we will have the sign for AND because P has a relation AND with negation of R and Q. So AND. Now what are the remaining terms? Negation of R and Q. So we can write it as negation of R or Q, right? These are the remaining terms. Now this is the value of the first term and this is the value of the second part. We have divided this conditional statement into two parts, and in between you can see that there is a sign of OR. So there is a sign of OR. So the final conclusion is negation of P or R or negation of Q or P and negation of R or Q. Okay. Now you can see that here this part is same. Okay. R or negation of Q and negation of R or Q. And here we have negation of P and here we have P. It means that this is in the form of negation of P or P. All right. If we do not focus on this part, then actually this statement is in the form of negation of P or P. And negation of P or P represents a tautology. What is a tautology? It basically, in simple words, a tautology is a statement in which always the result is in truth value. Here you can see that the condition is negation of P or P. And this is a condition which is always true. So negation of P or P always gives us a tautology. So this conditional statement is a tautology. So for this question, the correct option is option A here. The main concept that we have to use here is if A implies B, then negation of A or B. I hope you are clear with this question.